Just Wesley Snipes. I'm friends with Snipes.
I gave
No
him
one's
a good
better-
recommendation on Texas.
No one's better than Snipes. Yeah. Me and him both. I say, Wesley.
He gave some good advice about taxes.
Wesley, you gotta pay some. There'll never be a better blade. Venom. Venom.
That's how you should introduce the podcast.
No.
Just in time for the
No. Welcome everybody to the room upstairs. There isn't a better room upstairs. I tell you, I says to these guys up here, we're gonna talk about movies today. I'm your host, Donald Trump. And with me, as always, is TallBeing. No one's taller than this being right here. And we got best DJ in the biz. We got Bird the DJ right here. Longtime friend.
Can't argue with that one.
You can't try to argue with me. No one argues better than me. And Mephisjoe, they say Mephisjoe, it's wrong. It's fake news. This is Mephisjoe right here. Best friend on the podcast. And Hayden. And so, glad to have everybody here. That's the only political part of the podcast. So,
hey, remember, the 5th of November,
Yeah.
which is today.
So if you didn't go out and vote, by now it's too late. So hopefully you're okay with what happened.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah. But we are up here, the Room Upstairs podcast.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man.
Well, we normally battle some movies. We're not going to be doing that today. We're going to be doing our Hour Ranters.
It is morphin' time, baby.
But we do have our composer battle that we're going to get into.
Mm-hmm.
So the question that has been asked is, who can beat Hans Zimmer? And we might answer that today.
Yeah.
With Joe Hisaishi.
Hey, who's the half point today?
I think that I am.
Yeah. Is that right?
It's you.
Yes.
Okay.
It's you.
I'm going to be the half point. So, for anybody that doesn't know, it would be uneven if 2 and 2, right? So
Yeah.
we
would
one
have
of
to
us,
fist fight.
No,
one
that
of
would
us
be
gets a
even.
half point. Oh, yes. It would be even.
It wouldn't be
Kids,
even to
there's
the
kids
battle.
listening, man.
It would be even,
Try
and
not to confuse them.
we couldn't pick a winner. Yeah, I get it now.
What kind of math is
So one of us has to get a half point every episode.
I would
This
like
time
to
it's gonna be me.
recount.
Oh,
Dang it!
so anyway, let's get to it then, right? Because we got a lot to talk about.
Dude,
We're going to be going
so much.
a lot of ranting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Maybe we'll have a visit again.
the
from our-
podcast is breaking.
Yeah.
Let's hold it together, Bird. So
Okay. Yeah. So that's us. The Room Upstairs. Follow us on our socials.
all of them.
The Room Upstairs.
Not just
podcast.
one. Follow. You might miss something.
Yeah. We're on
So-
YouTube and Threads, and those are the only ones I remember.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Facebook.
What is Threads?
Instagram.
Soon to be.
Yeah.
Soon to be TikTok.
I'm
Yeah.
not joking. What is Threads?
It's like
Yeah.
Twitter, but not.
Also, if you want our personal phone numbers, I'll give them out.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
put you in the group chat.
there you go. Send a DM first.
Send a DM. Bird.
You got those memorized?
Get to know
For
us.
$5 a month, you can talk to me personally. Like, no. No one wants to do that.
That'd be hilarious if it just blew up. Yeah, $5 a month, that's cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you gonna do those
What's
impressions?
sad is it would be people that I don't like talking to, like finally being like, "No, I'm paying you now. Like, you have to answer me back."
I thought you were about to say a name because you said people I don't like talking
No,
to like.
I wouldn't do
I was
that.
like, oh man, he's gonna
You know who you are.
call him out.
Luke.
So sad. I'll tell you why that's sad after the podcast.
Oh no. Okay, so that's our format for this episode. We're gonna be going crazy,
Dude, morphin' time.
but let's go ahead and start with our battle.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get into it, and then we'll get into all this other stuff.
We'll get
after
into
that.
it, then we'll get into it.
That's
then we'll
right.
get some into it.
That's right. That's what we do around here.
Yeah.
Because we're always getting into something different.
I usually get out of it.
Okay, so
All right.
let's do our composer battle.
Composer.
I know everyone's waiting for this. Hans Zimmer versus Joe Hisaishi. If you don't know Joe Hisaishi or Hans Zimmer, I'm about to tell you.
I think it's
Listen,
Hisaishi.
we also
Hisaishi,
don't know if we're
I'm pretty
pronouncing any of these names correctly.
It could be Hands.
It could be hands. Hans Zimmer.
So let me go ahead and read off some credits for each composer, and then we'll go through
Street cred.
We'll go through and vote who's going to move on in the battle.
All right.
Yeah.
You got this
Sound
like
good?
nervous energy right now, man.
Me?
Yeah.
Because I just know people are going to watch that intro.
It's done now, man.
It's too late.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
too
I can
late.
see the
You gotta
future.
you gotta shake it up. Shake it
All
up.
right, shake it off. Taylor Swift.
Professional.
Dude, don't tell me about professional. I
The
had to do
most
the intro.
professional.
I had to do the intro because you guys couldn't do
Yeah,
it.
you took a trump all over that intro.
Hans Zimmer versus Joe Hisaishi.
Hans.
Hisaishi?
Hisaishi.
Dude, you said
Okay.
it.
Joe.
All right. So here we go. Hans Zimmer, 67 years old, 255 credits, including
Wow.
the Dune movies,
Wow.
So good.
Kung Fu Panda movies, The Creator, Blade Runner 2049, Inception, Sherlock Holmes, Rain Man, Twister, The Lion King,
The Lion King.
and 200 others.
Yeah,
A lot.
that's a lot.
So
Did you say Interstellar?
He's going up against Joe Hisaishi,
Yeah.
who is 74 years old. He's got 133 credits, which include Spirited Away,
Yeah.
My Neighbor
Totoro.
Totoro,
We're just gonna look at Joe for all of these.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Howl's,
Moving castle.
The Boy in the...
Striped pajamas.
Close. The Boy in the Heron,
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Ponyo, Castle in the Sky.
I was like, I can't see your list, so I don't know why you keep looking at me.
Yeah.
Well, because I thought
Nausicaa.
you were going to finish my sentence.
Oh.
Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind.
Gotcha.
His newest movie is called Silent Love.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to point out, he
Yeah, it
did
is.
not a movie, a
Mukbang.
documentary, one of those like nature ones,
Mm-hmm.
Deep Ocean. I just want to point that out because Hans Zimmer has also done some of those.
Documentary.
So
yeah.
You know who else has
it's
Very
kind of
level playing
a
It's a good matchup.
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg.
Yeah, yeah.
So there, that's some of the movies he's done.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? Should I go first because I'm the half?
Yeah, dude. Hey, yeah. Let's make that a rule.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sure.
Okay.
I'm still not fully decided, so
Okay.
I could use
Let
a little
me
swaying.
start off with a fun fact about old Joe.
Okay.
Not this Joe.
Oh.
And
Joe is sad.
this, I thought this was cool because he actually named himself after another legend of music named Quincy Jones.
Ooh, today. Was it today?
No, 2 days from the recording, he passed away.
Yeah.
So I think it was the 3rd of November. Quincy Jones passed away. Rest in peace. Thank you for all the music that you did.
Rashida.
Yeah. But yeah, he looked up or liked his music so much that he decided to name himself after Quincy Jones. So Quincy, in Japanese, you use the same symbol.
Okay.
So it could be, it's like Quincy or something like that. It could be that, or it could also be Hisaishi. So he took Hisaishi, and then Jones, he just took Joe. So he named himself Joe Hisaishi.
That's awesome.
Which
That's a
is
dope
pretty
fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
And just kind of timely with what happened with Mr. Quincy Jones. So I thought that was cool to share.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You gonna cry right now?
No, you're good.
Yeah,
You're
really.
in a safe space.
Okay, so I think that Joe's movies have that power, right? Like they're so lighthearted, emotional. I love them.
Yeah.
Like the music is just so good in those movies. But I also have my dark side, right? Like I like like the Never-Ending Story when I was little. I like Return to Oz like way better than The Wizard of Oz. So like I like a little bit of dark. So
Return to Oz is a dope movie.
it's great.
I used to love that movie.
Yeah.
That Pumpkinhead dude.
The Wheelers, the
Oh, yeah, those
lady
things
that
were
takes her
creepy.
head off. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's I like those movies and that feel. So like Hans Zimmer, I feel like he takes care of that section.
There's
So
both sides.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a good matchup, but it's also a really hard one because
It's tough, man.
they're so opposites.
I think what's going to add to the difficulty is culturally, like for me, like man, I was a grown adult before I started being exposed to any of the Ghibli stuff, which means grown adult before I was exposed to any of Joe's stuff, right? Whereas I also have nostalgic reasons to really like Hans Zimmer and even, in my teenage years and adult years, like he's put out some really great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really hard because how do you line those up, right?
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Well, that's what we're gonna try to figure out.
Back to Bert.
I think another interesting thing is comparing both of these two to John Williams, who's like considered the movie composer, right?
And kicked Joe out the first time.
Yeah,
That's right.
and I think Joe Hisaishi could be considered like the Eastern John Williams.
Yes.
I think like he fits that exact same spot.
Well, that comparison has been made with the first movie that he did with the dude that did all the Ghibli movies.
It's
Hayida. I don't remember.
What is his name?
exactly.
Miyazaki?
Miyazaki. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them.
So the comparison has been made with John Williams and I want to say Shakespeare, but
Spielberg?
Because I just said Shakespeare to you.
Spielberg?
Spielberg.
Yeah.
When they did Jaws, right?
Spielberg
Like,
and
it was
Lucas,
kind of their
like,
first movies, and it was just like magic.
Blew him up. Yeah.
So the first movie that Hisaishi did with that other dude, it was like the
Miyazaki.
same idea.
Yeah.
And where they went on to do a bunch of other movies, just like Williams and
Why mess
Spielberg.
with what works, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
There is that comparison. Did you have another one?
Yeah. I think that in the same way, like in the same sort of vein, Hans Zimmer could be considered the modern John Williams. Like John Williams is kind of past his prime now. He still puts stuff out. He did the Kenobi theme.
Yeah.
But
and the Olympics theme.
Yeah, the Olympics theme, but that was years ago, that was during his prime. Hans Zimmer still putting out some of his best soundtracks, like Dune was this year.
Yeah.
And Part 2 might be his best soundtrack. Like it is definitely in his top 5.
Yeah.
And he, like, other than John Williams, I think Hans Zimmer might be the only film composer who's really a household name. Of like, you say him, and there's a pretty good chance someone's gonna know. Like,
That's
just a
true.
normie is gonna know.
It lends so much more weight to this battle too, because whoever moves on has a high likelihood of either winning it or showing up in the finals.
Yeah.
Do you have do you want to read out some of the composers that we have left?
Now we have left. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we still have Danny Elfman.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another Titan.
He moved on because of his pipes. You remember?
That's right.
Yeah, that's
because he
right.
sang the
That's
Nightmare
right.
Before Christmas.
Yeah, Mark Mothersbaugh. Bit of an underdog there. Kind of hoping he.
Go all the way.
Yeah, it'd be great.
He might.
The rest of these guys, compared to Mark Mothersbaugh, are just rugrats.
Exactly. We got Bernard Herrmann. Okay, then. So next is Danny Elfman versus Mark Mothersbaugh.
Bow.
Oh jeez.
We can do that right now.
Okay, so it's gonna be that.
And then Bernard Herrmann versus this winner.
Wow.
So
And-
whoever wins this has to go against Bernard.
Okay.
So
And then whoever wins Danny Elfman, Mothersbaugh
Finals.
moves on. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
We're in the end game now.
It's great battles coming up.
we're in the end game.
You might even say that we're in the Infinity Saga. No.
Not
so.
that one.
That wasn't good. You know it wasn't good, and you said it.
Yeah.
Anytime a joke bombs, Trump.
You're trash. You look like a dog. You know how he always says that? He compares people to dogs.
Well, they might eat me.
Oh no.
All right, so back to this one.
Yeah.
This is a cut there.
So you brought up John Williams doing the theme for the Olympics.
That's not the theme.
Joe actually did the Olympics theme. Well, he did the Paralympics theme
Oh,
in like '94 or something like that.
wow.
Okay.
So
very, very similar.
a lot of comparisons.
Yeah.
And Hans Zimmer did the Game Awards.
He
So
did the Game Awards. That's right. My vote.
Yeah, who's your pick,
Yeah,
dude?
your vote.
This whole time.
I don't think he's
You're
figured it
half
out.
point.
I don't think he's figured it out.
I did figure it out.
okay.
I was just laying out the
All
landscape.
Dude,
Yeah.
ton of landscape. World
of what
building.
it's looking like. That's right. This is what it's looking like for the future.
So much
this is
world building.
This is how tough it is right now.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the election.
This is
This is
where all eyes
our
are.
election. Yeah.
That's, yeah. 5th of November.
Night to remember.
Remember.
Oh man, I should have had the mask.
So, my vote. I have to do this vote because of the way that I've been choosing my composers the last few rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got to go with Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Again, because the way that I've been choosing the composers is like we're comparing them to how they work with the movies.
Yeah.
And even though Hisaishi he's 1-in-1 with the Ghibli movies,
Yeah.
I think that Zimmer just has more to choose from too.
Yeah.
And so I got to go that way. But if I'm gonna just listen to some music, Joe.
Yeah, Joe's. Yeah. I mean, Merry Go Round of Life is awesome.
That one almost brought me to tears just listening to it. I was like, am I almost crying right now? I'm just so happy.
You need more Hans Zimmer in your life, man. You won't cry as much.
I know.
I don't know. Have you listened to The Lion King?
The Lion King was really good too.
I think that is his Hisaishi like Ghibli movie equivalent.
Gets me
Like
pumped.
score wise, it hits a lot of the same notes for me. Like
it's The Lion King is a pretty complex score.
for Disney animated.
Yeah, especially for animated. Yeah. So that's another reason why I was like, all right, I gotta go with Hans. Who's next?
I'll do it.
Okay.
All right.
I think you've swayed him.
For pure contrarian's sake, I'm gonna go Hisaishi.
Okay.
I think he needs a fair shot.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it to him, and I love Zimmer. Like
Yeah.
He was your pick.
he was my pick for a
I'm
while.
actually really shocked by this. I respect it.
Really,
I'm
I
very
should
shocked.
pick Zimmer, but like Hisaishi just has a lot, and I feel like
No, go with your gut.
overall we're not gonna give him the representation he deserves here.
Well, that's why
I feel similar to how Joe did about Mother's Bow.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. But that's why
just
I
gotta
wanted
give
to,
it
that's
to
why
him.
I wanted to
Get
lay
in his
out.
head.
I wanted to lay out
Yeah.
what I felt about the whole
yeah,
thing
yeah.
because, I mean, he definitely deserves. I want to see him do a movie like an American movie
The sequel to the Batman.
that's a blockbuster. No,
Live action Fern Gully. Dude, I love referencing Fern Gully.
you do. No, but if he did some kind of like if they did a live action Legend of Zelda, I think
Exactly what
they
they
are
are
doing
doing.
one.
yeah, but
That's based off of
Chris
Ghibli
Pratt.
movies.
Chris Pratt.
Saban is doing it though, so we'll see.
So it's gonna be like Power Rangers. A lot of jumping up and explosions in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm in now.
But I'm saying like
do it.
if he did a good fantasy American movie where like more eyes are on it other than just like the Japanese side or the anime people that the crowd.
Yeah.
Like I think he deserves that. So hopefully he does get it at some point.
Yeah. And I agree. I think it would be really cool. Kind of a mixture of that and what Joe was saying earlier about how like he didn't really get exposed to a lot of it until he was older. It's been really interesting. I haven't started watching those movies until this year. I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna do it. I know they're supposed to be good. I'm gonna get into them, and they're really good. It was one of the best movie decisions I've made. But it's just the entirety. I've already heard some of the music just because my generation has already been like kind of entrenched in a lot of it. We have gotten the chance to be exposed to more foreign movies and stuff like that earlier on,
Right.
which I think is really cool. Like you can go into a box lunch and there's a whole section for all the Studio Ghibli merchandise and stuff. When there's a lot of stuff that wouldn't have happened before. And I just think that's really cool, and definitely something that is worth bringing up because Joe Hisaishi made a lot of that happen.
I mean, I have friends where that's like their version of Disney.
Yeah.
Like they're like, yeah, we're not gonna like our kids aren't gonna watch Disney. They're gonna watch these, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of dope.
Yeah,
My daughter's watching.
respectable choice.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of cool. You know?
My daughter does watch Disney, but I've been watching the Ghibli movies.
Oh yeah,
What
she's asked me for those more than most Disney.
What I
movies.
like about them is they're all good, but everyone has like their favorite one, like that like really resonates with you, and I think that's cool that they're not all the same. Like if you watch one, you're not like, oh, I get the gist of what they're going for.
Yeah,
like they're all very specific.
Except the planes, they all have planes.
Yeah, but there's planes exist. Like, what are you gonna be like? Well, we used the car in this movie, so we can't use it in that one. Like, but like no, I think they're good movies. So
Yeah. All right. Well, which one
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
gonna?
I'll just
next?
go ahead and go.
Okay.
Even though I like the movies, what I will say is I never find myself like liking them because of the music. But there's a lot of movies that I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of,
But the music.
but I like the music with Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, that's
And
how I feel
so-
about Interstellar.
Yeah,
That
and
is.
so I'm gonna
Even the creator.
I'm gonna go Hans Zimmer. This one was one of those things where I had to almost ignore the movies, like just music to music, because if we do movies, it's tough. So ignoring movies, just music, Hans Zimmer. That's.
Yeah. I'm not even mad. Like I don't care who wins this one.
I'm not mad either. Whoever wins.
So
like
let me ask you a question. When you watched the Ghibli movies, you said that the music didn't really do it for you, but did it take away from the movie?
no,
Did you notice the music?
yeah. I just,
So I will.
This is his antagonist.
Yeah. I'm about to be raked over the coals.
Yeah, no.
Oh crap! I hit
It's
a nerve
just-
with Bird.
It's just something.
What's weird is he also voted Hans Zimmer, and I don't know what we're doing. So, Christ. All right.
Look. Part of the podcast is also to like have people see the movies in a different way,
Okay.
right? Not just like, hey, that was a fun movie. It
He
was
doesn't
cute.
like the way you see it.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is what I'm saying. Subliminal, right? This is what scores are about, right? You don't necessarily notice them all the time, but they're making you feel something while you're watching it. So I think it's a good.
Which is why I said ignore the movies. Like, take the movie concept out.
I know.
This is a movie
going off of
podcast, bro.
I'm just going off of the point.
Bird,
I'm just going. Off
what did I do wrong?
Nothing. You didn't even do anything wrong. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make a point to anybody that's listening that because you said, the music didn't.
Yeah, it's
Do
just
whatever, like- Yeah, you
One's
like
better.
you like the story, not necessarily because of the music, is what you said, right?
well, I don't watch them for the music. That's
but
literally what
nobody
I said.
watches a movie for the music.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
You listen to the music on its own, though.
True.
You don't watch a movie and then be like, yeah.
Sometimes.
But you watch it with the scenes, though.
Yeah.
Right? Because it enhances what you're watching.
Bird,
So that's what I'm saying.
Bird, when you go to Brahms
Yeah.
and get your ice cream that you like,
Uh-huh.
do you apologize to all the other cartons of ice cream that you don't take home with you?
Actually, I've been
Well-
with him to Brahms, and yes, he does.
The truth is, I don't go to Brahms.
That is.
All right, well, all right.
You just messed up my joke. Man.
We'll cut that out.
All right, so we both went Hans Zimmer.
We both went Hans Zimmer.
All right.
I was just making
I know.
a point.
I know.
That's all.
But you're making me look like
I'm not-
you hate
no.
Studio
No,
Ghibli, and
no.
it's like I went off music.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
I'm voting Marge.
I'm just saying
Margot
that's how,
or whatever
I'm just
her
saying
name
that's
is.
how music works, and sometimes we don't think about it. So I'm just trying to point out that sometimes we should think about it, and that's why we're even doing a composer
Yeah.
battles because we never recognize, wow, that composer did this to this movie that made me feel this certain way,
Yeah.
and so we're giving.
Well, that's Hans Zimmer for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The scene
I
I
thought
think,
I made that clear, and then it was like, well, hold on a second.
the scene that I think makes Hans Zimmer like top of the top is in The Lion King for me, and it is like I think about the scene like as the perfect what a score should be. Am I convincing myself to vote for Hans Zimmer?
You've
I
already
might
cast
be.
your vote.
Yeah, I already
On.
cast my vote. But
Ask-
I do want to add this because I think it is the perfect example. Just as like they're both great composers, and this is why I like Zimmer also. the scene in The Lion King when Mufasa and Simba are like wrestling with each other for the last time. I think most composers would have taken that scene and be like, all right, here's some playful music. Like it's their last time playing together. But the audience, it doesn't know that at the moment, right?
Yeah.
But the way Hans Zimmer does it is this swelling, it sounds sorrowful, like nostalgic already for this moment that is currently happening. And it tells you without the movie having to use any dialogue or even visual language, unless you count like the sunset, which still, but the music is telling you this is the last time they're going to have a happy moment like this.
It's up there with all the scenes between Clark and Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
He does the same thing. Like all the flashbacks with them or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like gut-wrenching, man.
And
Kevin Costner kills that role.
Sure. Yeah.
Need to rewatch that movie.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was saying. Yeah. Like, that's what happens.
You're right, bro.
Yeah.
Too bad Lion King was ripped off from Kimba the White Lion, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so 1.5
for Zimmer. 1 for Joe.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
now Joe.
All right, so when Joe was put in, we already knew I was never going to vote for Zimmer. So Joe moves on, obviously.
Okay.
Not a week goes by when I don't listen to Merry Go Round. That's just like in my regular rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was deeply saddened when he was knocked out by John Williams. Really happy when we just
resurrected him.
Yeah, because John, let's be. I mean, like
John Williams shouldn't have been here.
Yeah.
He should. Yeah, he should.
Weird.
Yeah,
it's like Jesus in the Olympics.
It's like
who's gonna beat him?
Yeah.
For me, it's
Who
like
wants to beat him?
You know, all this Star Wars stuff keeps rolling out. Like, and I'm sorry, as great as Sith characters are, like nobody is even in the realm of Vader, right?
Yeah.
Like, Vader is his own standalone thing, and you can include the Emperor in that, right? Like, nobody even touches the dude. And so it's like that.
Vader touched him.
It's like that for me.
Well.
Yeah, it's definitely Joe for me. Moving on. I love Hans Zimmer.
Everyone does, man.
Everyone does. Yeah, for all the same reasons that you guys have pointed out already. But you know, I don't think anybody else would stand a chance against him anyway. And I am glad that Joe's in here again, and think that he has a real shot at taking it as well. And you know, I'm excited. Unless he goes up against Mephisjoe, I'm really excited to see how it plays out.
Well, he's got to get past Herman first.
Yeah,
right.
we got Joe through. I kind of can't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually not mad.
Yeah.
Like,
Wouldn't be upset either way.
no.
Yeah, that's how any of these future ones I think are gonna go.
I think they're just gonna be hard choices, but not
No
really,
bad choices.
Like, no one getting mad. Yeah, I guess.
Unless you decide to
Unless I say something.
remove the music altogether.
All right, so
Yeah, this is go off of movies during a composer battle. So movie to movie. It's like Hayden, you're out of the podcast.
all right, so yeah, Zimmer's gonna move on to battle Bernard Herrmann. Is that gonna be the next one, or are we gonna go over to Danny Elfman versus Mother's Bow?
Well, Joe moves on.
What did I say? I
Zimmer.
said Zimmer.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
No, he said
you gotta
it.
make sure.
Yeah, I know.
Gotta make sure. 'Cause
Okay, so Joe Hisaishi is gonna
move on. He will
He's
fight
gonna go-
Bernard Herrmann 2 episodes from now.
Okay, so next
Elfman is next.
Next episode, yes, will be Elfman
versus
Mother's Bow.
80s
Yeah.
extravaganza.
Band members.
Lead
singers.
Devo
Yeah.
versus
Oingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo, yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be a fun prep.
Yeah.
Just bouncing back between.
I'm not even gonna listen to their scores. I'm just gonna listen to their.
To the band.
Pop
This is
music,
just a song. It's a dead man walking.
There is.
All right. Well, we ready to get into our hour ranting?
Yeah.
Bro.
Do some ranting?
Yeah. So what'd you guys watch this week?
Look, I watched one of the greatest climactic battles to a movie in probably the last 30 years.
Creed 3.
No. 8 Mile.
You watched 8 Mile?
I watched 8 Mile.
Okay.
Yeah, a few
The
nights ago.
Eminem movie?
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. I
Good
mean,
movie.
It's a legitimate good battle, like an actual, it's an MC battle.
Yeah.
It's that's Anthony Mackie, ain't it?
Anthony Mackie
Yeah.
Nice.
gets schooled.
He went and became an Avenger. He's like, I can't even rap anymore.
Couldn't.
Kai Pfeiffer in that too.
Mackay Pfeiffer's in it. Yep.
The only thing that could have enhanced it was some breakdancing. I'm not
Nothing
joking.
says rap battle like we're gonna
Dude, Bird
stop.
loves breaking, bro.
Yeah.
It's like his
true.
favorite movie.
Turbo and Ozone.
See? He like remembers those old like Street Shark commercials with Vin
Oh,
Diesel.
I like Street Sharks.
Oh my gosh.
I love Street Sharks, dude.
Yeah, remember he did the commercials for him.
Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I like that commercial.
And then he did some
He's got the
breakdancing,
leather
didn't
vest, the black leather vest,
Yeah.
shark tooth necklace, no shirt underneath.
he? Didn't he do breakdance stuff at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
It's Vin Diesel, man.
Good for him.
And now him and The Rock have beef. I mean, I think they
Well,
settled it because The Rock lost. Let's be real. I mean, Black Adam
Yeah.
and the sequel.
Okay, well that's one of the movies I have watched.
Okay.
What'd you guys watch?
So I'm caught up with Penguin.
Penguin.
Okay, we gotta finish that
So
up.
this
Penguin.
was
Penguin.
episode 7 I just watched
Out of
on
8?
Sunday. So 8 is the last. Is 8 the last one?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. They're only doing 8 of them.
So it'll be done by
I
the
know a lot
time this
about this.
episode's out.
Yeah. So episode 7 was crazy dark.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's what I heard.
I mean, it was. I mean, I'm not shocked because let's be honest, Penguin is a bad
I'm just
guy.
gonna throw out a word here. Viscera.
Yeah. I wasn't shocked because Penguin is a bad guy. I think a lot of people forgot that. They're like, oh, they're rooting for this guy, and it's like, no, he's gonna fight Batman.
Yeah.
Like,
And then he's gonna build a machine gun into an umbrella.
yeah.
Did he do that?
Okay, so there's a nod. I'm not saying anything, but there's like a little, and I hope people catch it. But
I'm still mad that we haven't seen a cameo from DeVito.
Yeah. Soon enough.
so I'm watching Penguin. I don't know. It's not spooky season anymore, but I'm still watching.
Spooky.
Still watching old horror movies.
Hey, what's
'cause
that
I
scary
love 'em.
movie you watched?
Scary movie?
No, you just told us about.
Oh,
one.
the Last Voyage of the Demeter.
The Demeter, yeah.
Really good vampire movie. A lot of good vampire movies lately.
Renfield.
Hayden does
Yeah.
love some vampies.
Yeah, Renfield's got to go in there.
Renfield
It
is a
does,
fun movie.
So Last Voyage of the Demeter. It feels like Alien. It has like a really
Alien or Aliens?
Alien. The first one, just one alien. They're stuck on a ship, no way off of it, and it has that vibe to it. But it's like it's a
vampire.
It's
a vampire.
Well,
Well,
it's a
so
vampire,
listen,
and it's
listen.
on a boat.
But also, because he's a foreigner, technically he is an alien.
All right, so it's Alien. They remade Alien.
Just on a boat.
Just on a boat.
I'm
No
on a
acid.
boat.
No
I'm
acid
on a
blood.
boat.
No acid blood.
But
no
he does
Lonely
do
Island
things.
reference.
He does do things with his mouth, though.
Yeah.
True.
But it was it's pretty dope. I think that's it on movies. I haven't really just a lot of TV.
I watched another episode of Blue Eyed Samurai.
Okay.
You seen that show?
I've seen ads.
You've talked about it and the violence therein.
Yeah, I watched another episode.
Are you watching it?
No, not yet.
He's not allowed.
I'm too small.
Too many blue
Yeah,
eyes. Or
there's actually nudity in the animated.
oh, that's always weird. Nudity
Yeah.
in an animation. It's like someone had to draw that.
Yeah, so
They spent some time on
It always catches me off guard. I'm like, that's your job.
I'm watching it first to see like how bad it really is,
Yeah.
and then because the show itself is pretty good.
Put post-its on the TV.
Yeah. VidAngel.
VidAngel.
That's
fine.
Does an angel like cover
Oh, you don't
it?
know VidAngel?
Bro, no.
Let's take a minute for our sponsors, VidAngel. Thank you.
Are they a
For,
sponsor?
No.
no, but I wish they would be.
Oh, I was about to.
But no, VidAngel is actually pretty dope. It's you basically censor whatever show you want. Like
Okay.
you can pick what words to take out if there's certain scenes that you want to take out.
So you can customize it?
Yes.
It's like, hey, I still want the S word in there,
Yeah.
but everything else I can do without.
Yeah, that's right.
That's weird, but also cool.
But look, because some people are like, oh yeah, that's not a bad word. I don't mind that word. Or,
I guess
you know.
that's true.
It's mostly Lutherans.
Do
So
you want me to try that out right now? Just start saying words and see where you stop me. Start believing me.
It's at his name.
Okay. So VidAngel. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, VidAngel's pretty solid. VidAngel, thank you for being our sponsor. We appreciate it very much.
Future episode.
End of sponsor section.
Also, thank you, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, for sponsoring.
Will into existence.
Yeah.
And Sour Patch Candies.
Sour Patch Kids.
And that left Twix factory.
Only the left.
We are a Left Twix podcast.
I always just throw the rights in the trash.
Are we getting political again? Is that what
I'm
we're
talking
doing?
about Twix. I don't know if that's political.
Yeah.
Twix.
I just step all over people's
Dude,
rights.
don't do that!
Twix.
Yeah.
The left is the best Twix.
Well, see, I was taking a different direction. I was like, I just throw the right ones on the ground and just stomp all over people's rights.
That works.
Anyway,
All right, so I watched several episodes of the newer DuckTales,
Okay.
which I know that I'm
Epic.
years behind on, right?
incredible show.
We don't need Vin Angel.
Welcome
great.
to the show.
And then John Wick,
Showed up in DuckTales?
Volume 1, Volume 2. Since the last time we talked, wait, did we talk? Did I mention?
You did
John
not.
Wick. Last time, no.
No, the car one, because I really,
Baby
Oh
Driver.
yeah, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
really loved.
We'll
such a
talk
good
about
movie.
that all
Yeah.
together.
More driving.
Baby
not as
Driver.
much
Yeah,
babies.
it makes me want to go back and watch like Hot Fuzz and all those bad boys. So.
You said that last episode.
Oh, I did. Man, I'm
Okay,
just a
yeah. So
broken
you
record.
watched it, but we hadn't
a
watched
broken
it
record.
yet. Yeah.
No, you're good, man.
It's a broken record.
Yeah, you need to watch it. You need to watch it.
Baby Driver has some good music.
It did.
Baby Driver had the best music.
And the way they worked it into the film,
yeah.
Yep.
you got to pay
No.
attention.
I want to lay out that we're getting ready for our Sonya Awards.
So,
So some of these movies and shows that we're talking about are going to be nominees for the Sonya Awards. If you don't know what the Sonya Awards are, it's our end of the year podcast episode awards show. So we've got different categories. We'll probably have about 17 or so categories.
it's
this
an
year.
award show that I thought up and invented,
Yeah.
and I named personally.
The brainchild of these
Yeah,
shows.
nobody ever did movie awards before this, and now they all do.
Yeah.
They're all just knockoffs.
You know who you could thank? You could thank Shang Tsung for going Sonya
The
Blade.
inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he was really loving.
Soul is
He was just
fire.
like you could see it in his eyes as he looked at like Sonya Blade.
Yeah.
Dude, you need to get a date.
All right. So
The Sonias.
yeah,
They're coming up, man.
we're gonna within the next few episodes we'll be kind of fine tuning the categories.
And then hopefully
During the
sharing those,
episode.
right?
Huh?
And then hopefully sharing some of those.
Yeah,
you guys-
We'd
yeah,
like to know people's
Yeah,
picks.
we'll do it during the episode, some of the categories, and then you guys can start voting also which one
I
you
might
think should
read
win.
them on the podcast.
What are you talking
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what he's talking about, but
You know what I'm talking
Oh.
about. I'll read them on the podcast.
yeah,
about? I thought you were talking about like deleting more Facebook posts.
I'll delete more Facebook posts.
all right. So
Yeah.
now that that's out of the way, what else? What else did we watch?
Morphine.
So we'll get to Baby Driver in a bit because we all watched it, right? Okay. So we watched Venom: The Last Dance.
Venom.
I
Venom.
forgot about that. Shit.
Looking good in denim. Wearing Venom.
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 Thank you, Eminem. For
Go in and get 'em.
Something.
I'm telling you, Eminem.
That's the new one. Yeah.
this. It's a new one, man.
All right. So speaking of music, Venom: The Last Dance has some of the worst music choices.
Oh yeah. Yes,
Oh,
it does.
gosh.
Oh my
Did
God.
you see?
I don't. No, I'm just agreeing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You just already know.
I just like to agree.
intuitively.
Listen. I know. Look at. I'm just gonna say after Madam Web and then pushing back the lion guy. What's his name?
Craven.
Craven, right? And the Morbius mess. Right?
The Lion King.
It was
Craven.
just a matter of time before they messed up the Venom movies too.
Okay, so
Well,
it's
The
not
only thing
a-
that saved the previous ones was Tom Hardy.
yeah, that continues to be the case here.
Yeah, because he's Tom Hardy, man.
Yeah, he's such a weird actor in this role,
You know why?
but only he can do
It's
it.
because he was born in the darkness.
Yes.
You fight like a younger man.
Yeah. So, do you have any thoughts? Because I have some thoughts.
yeah, like if Baby Driver is here with the music being great, Venom is here the complete opposite with the music choices being.
It's the right
Sorry, I'm
Twix.
coming you.
No, it's lower.
They're not scales. He was doing opposing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Venom
Yeah.
is the right Twix to Baby Driver's
okay.
left
Yeah, we
Twix.
like to
We're
stomp
left
all
Twix,
over
yeah.
those.
That's a good
rights.
way to put it. Yeah. Yeah. But the movie was not good.
Yeah.
No.
Was it going to be though? They spoiled everything about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel
There
like
are a couple things that they managed to keep under wraps.
No, they didn't. I already know about them.
Green Goblins.
Very small. Harry Osborn. So yeah, Venom.
Okay, let me say my thing,
Okay.
and then you can
then I'll
do,
say
you
mine.
can
When
do your
he's done,
thing.
I want to talk about antagonists.
Yeah. You can tell me who the antagonist was in this movie
I haven't
because
seen
I have
it yet.
no idea. It might have been Venom.
It was.
I'm
the chick from
legitimately
the gas
confused.
station, the convenience store lady,
It's the lizard.
So yeah,
the lizard.
first of all, I wasn't a fan of the first two. They were watchable, but they weren't good by any.
They were funnish
Yeah.
Right. But
because I've
they
seen
were
the
not
first
good.
two. The second one less fun.
Yeah.
First
I
one a lot of
thought
fun.
the same thing.
Yeah.
But I went to this one because you were like dying to see it.
Yeah.
And so I got to make my baby boy happy, you know. So we went to go watch it, and yeah, it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was not a great story. It was like all over the place, like our podcast is.
Yeah.
So
So maybe it was great. Maybe it was the greatest thing ever.
We
At
have
any point did
potential.
you? At any
There's
point did you
potential.
stop and be like, "Oh yeah, this is a Sony movie."
no. I went into it already knowing that. That's
no,
what I'm
like,
saying.
are you talking about product placement? Like brought to you by Sony, kind of
Yeah,
using
like,
the headphones?
he's like using a Sony Vaio computer and like his phone.
I don't know that there is
I
a
didn't notice
There
anything.
probably is, but I didn't notice it.
I usually don't notice it except for like the Madam Web one where it was like Pepsi.
I say the only time I ever noticed it was in the Wayne's World movies.
Oh, but they did that on purpose.
That
like
was
it
funny.
was.
That was fun.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, fun enough to go and watch it. You know, whatever. Venom's cool. There was some potential in it with like the family story that was in there. I thought that was pretty cool. I wish that they spent some more time to actually like make you feel something for that whole situation, but they didn't.
So we're just doing spoilers.
There was a no. I'm not.
I guess-
spoiling
So there's
it.
a family in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
come
don't think
on.
that's a spoiler.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, I'll keep spoilers
There
out
was
of
just it was a lot of things going on. So by the end of the movie, when they have to wrap it all up, you know, things get cut short. It's just what happens when so many things are going on at the same time. I think there was like 4 different plot points going on. So yeah, everything was just like, all right, now we got to finish the movie, and I thought they skipped on some parts that could have been, at the very least, touching, like sentimental.
Could have hit right.
Yeah, and it just rushed through some of that stuff. So
Yeah, but I'm gonna say that's more a failing of the superhero movies as a whole. Like, because Marvel also, like, they'll have moments, but they're real hesitant to lean into those. And they're so quick to move on or drop a joke or a quip or something to like
Take you out.
to take you out of it. Yeah, and I think that's more of a superhero movie kind of problem nowadays.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I said, I didn't see it, but it felt like as soon as I saw Noel like in the previews, I was like, they haven't earned this yet. Like
Yeah.
you got, if you want to
Feels
hit
weird.
Noel, like the reason Noel worked in the comics is because they built out, like, you've got this universe and you've led up to Noel for years now with
Dude, yeah.
Gore and the Silver Surfer interactions with
And
him
like the Venomverse comic.
and the
where
Venomverse
they were
comics,
fighting,
yeah.
like, yeah.
and like the Carnage where he takes over, all that stuff, like
Absolute Carnage.
yeah, and so all these things have fed into it, and you've built Gore into or Noel into a thing, and you can't just jam him into one movie and expect it to work.
And when he shows up, he wrecks face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they got lucky beat.
They got dragons and stuff.
Yeah, and so it's weird. It is weird to be like, is he gonna
Like
fist
if they
fight
had
Venom?
if they had like laid the groundwork in the previous two movies,
Like
right?
Quantumania?
Like if they had dropped hints in the first two movies and like we're kind of building towards it, it would be one thing. But like I think that's what Bert's talking about here is like they do this in a lot of movies. Like some of the failings of modern movies is they want to like rush to the end or like have something really cool happen, but like spectacle is not storytelling,
Yeah.
right? And so you're not earning it, you're not building, you're not selling relationships, you're not selling cool moments. That's one of the things, like, you know, this is gonna be dumb, but like we play D&D, and one of the things that makes D&D fun is when a cool moment happens. But those cool moments happen because we've been playing for a minute, and you've earned those moments. Like,
Got to build up to those.
yeah, you're playing a barbarian, right? And your shtick is like, I'm gonna go fight everything.
I am killing it.
And then the first time you have an opportunity really to like be a barbarian and like one-on-one fight somebody, and then who steps out like a giant, right? And you're like, all right, guys, I might die right now.
But you feel rewarded for like
Absolutely.
you did all the things. Like that wasn't first session. Like you don't do that first session because that would have been like, what do we?
That was several sessions in.
I would have actually died first session.
And I think that I think it's not just Sony, but like one of the major faults that Sony has is they and it's the same thing that the DCEU is running into. Like they want the Avengers moment, but you got to build and earn that, and they haven't done it.
Yeah.
Or at least explain better why you're skipping it.
Yeah.
Like if we're already jumping into a world where the Justice League already exists.
What they should have done was had like a scene where like Noel is like hitting Venom, like knocking him on the ground, and like it pauses. He's like, "That's me, Venom."
Yeah. You're probably wondering how I got in this situation.
Yeah.
Dear Diary.
Sleep reporter Eddie Brock.
That's the beginning of movie 1, scene 1, right?
Yeah.
And then you build up to this movie.
Don't even mention Noel the rest of the movie. Just
You're probably wondering where Spider-Man is.
Yeah, there you go.
As a light spoiler, I think because you're talking about if they built the groundwork to Null,
Yeah.
I think that's what this movie was.
But you can't do it in one movie.
Yeah.
Cannot do it in one movie.
Well,
Bird says it did.
So
yeah, because I don't want to really spoil what happens.
Yeah.
But just like I feel like the movie was.
the movie was trying to be the start of the setup.
yeah.
But
isn't this also the last?
The Last Dance,
yeah, it is.
Like they don't plan on doing any more Venoms, right?
No.
At least
Okay.
not with Tom Hardy.
Okay, so I was gonna save this for after the thing, but since we're talking about it right now, there has been an announcement by Sony that they're planning a Sinister Six movie for sure,
Idiots.
and Null will be part of that movie.
The Sinister Six. I'm putting together a team.
Well,
I'm Noel, and I need all the baddest boys there is.
we don't
has
know.
something to do with
And we're
Spider-Man,
gonna
I
go
think.
fight Madam Web.
Okay, funny you say Madam Web.
Dude!
She is supposed to be a part of the Sinister Six.
Oh man.
Sony!
When I think of Sinister,
So far,
I mean, she did let Uncle Ben die.
so far, the
You're
Sinister,
probably wondering why Sony's doing this.
so far the Sinister Six is Madam Web, Morbius.
Wait, they're the team?
Listen, Craven,
Scorpion.
no,
Vulture?
Vulture, and hang on, I have it written down here.
Who
It
else could you
is-
even... There are no more characters.
Scorpion.
Oh, Venom.
I thought he was done.
After this movie?
That's
How?
That's 5 of the 6, and Null is supposed to be the villain.
Bird, you're gonna have to censor me.
Surprise Six.
What? The Sinister Six are bad guys.
Unless Noel's like, I'm gonna
You're
save
probably
you.
wondering why we're good guys.
Their name is the Sinister Six, man.
Yeah, but they're not as bad
We're the
as Null.
sassier six. We're
Listen.
not all that bad.
Listen. Sony could have salvaged their universe if they just did superior foes.
Yeah.
Take the fact that all of these guys are losers and make that the
So
movie.
Thunderbolts, that's what they're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, superior foes is kind
It
of
sells.
Thunderbolts,
I mean,
but
it sells.
It's the Spider-Man version of
Yeah.
of Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
The
Yeah.
tagline
Yeah.
will be like,
which is just the Marvel version of Suicide Squad.
the tagline's like, to fight bad, you gotta use something worse. And it's just Madam Web and all them, like, gonna fight, no. She just comes in, I'm blind! It's
I
like,
just
what
hope
happened?
I just hope
Noel
he
just
says
immediately kills
Just
her.
make a whole bunch of like you'll never see what we've got in store for you.
And then the movie's just him killing all of them. And then it ends with, like, he's coming for the MCU. Like, that's the movie. He's just like, coming for you guys. And it's like, oh, flip. That's how they end the Sony
Look,
universe.
that I would be in on that. I would be in on that. That's not a bad. Yeah, just do it a quick hour and a half. That's it, right? Like he
Deadpool kills the Marvel universe.
just
type
25
of,
minutes on each character that he
No,
kills.
kills Sony.
It's their Infinity War, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lose.
Pepsi's
Except
there.
they don't get an end game. It's just done after that.
That is the end game.
Yeah. So that's just the announcement. I mean, that's That's all. Like, there's no other information.
I just want him to say
It
it's
could all
Morbin time.
change.
Like sometimes I
Please.
feel like Sony is under the leadership of like a psychotic, like just 12-year-old.
No.
You know,
Snorting coke. It's just like, guys, you know what we need to do?
El Muerto.
Dude,
who else do we licensed?
I just watched 50 Shades of Grey. You know that Dakota chick? And they're just like, no, man.
Yeah. No, but dude,
a good
I said something about this in some previous episode, but like, it's almost like they're paying attention to the jokes that are being said about their stuff,
They're
and
like,
then
let's
they're like,
do it.
These guys want this.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. Hired.
Hold on, because it's
Welcome
exactly
to Sony.
it's exactly what happened with that Morbius trailer.
That's what I'm
Do you
saying.
remember that? The review bombing?
Yeah.
Everyone was like, this is a 5-star movie. Greatest movie of all time.
Dude, they
And-
petitioned to
and
get
then-
it back in theaters.
And then they're re-released, right?
It lost more money.
You know, that,
Sony!
I think what happened was they were like watching what was going on with Sonic, right?
Oh yeah.
Right? And they were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"We look, it worked for Sonic, it'll work for us."
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. They're just so out of touch
Yeah.
with like what is actually going on.
You know why? It's because they can't actually access anything on the internet because they're using their Sony Vios.
But dude, like people were
They're using
trying to,
Bing.
people were trying to do a second petition. They were like, "We were just busy on Labor Day. We're sorry. Like, bring it back."
Bring it back.
How far can we
Third
push
time.
this?
Yeah.
Just they keep losing money.
Oh my gosh. So, anyway, that's the announcement. But let's get back to Venom.
Venom.
Venom. Venom.
Are we done with Venom?
Okay, I just want to
Better
get my
webs of
thoughts.
Venom.
Okay, so I want to say we missed the first like 2 or 3 minutes of the movie. We were a little late for the showing.
Yeah.
Didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
Unless
Except
there's
you missed that scene where he was like,
Probably wondering Just a classic day in the life of Eddie Brock, handsome reporter.
it has
You know, it-
Sinister Six footage in it. We just didn't know.
Decapitated Madam Web. He's
Well,
just like,
we talked about we might have missed the actual mention of Spider-Man. in
Yeah,
that,
that's true.
You
Because
know,
it starts with him coming back from the MCU.
yeah.
And he's saying, "Oh, we're drunk now, I guess." Okay, Venom. Serious review time.
Okay, go.
I thought we were doing series.
I have a soft spot for the first two,
Yeah.
specifically the second one, which I don't know why people don't like that movie. That movie's great.
"It's not a great movie."
It's not. But it's peak schlock.
Hey,
That's why people don't like it.
But it's what they were giving you.
Yeah, exactly.
They knew it was schlock.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's how I feel like every movie gets consecutively schlockier.
They're like,
And this
"Hey,
is
we want this
definitely
movie
that.
to be a superhero version of Natural Born Killers. What's the guy's name that was in Natural Born Killers?
Woody Harrelson.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let him cut him loose, man."
He did great. So I liked this one. It's not good, but I like this movie. It has
Didn't you
A.
also like Venom Web?
no. Madam Web is bad. Madam Web was like hurt my brain. I wanted to walk out of the theater. I at least had a good time watching this movie.
Right.
It's entertaining enough.
That's the plus side.
Yeah. Eddie Brock is a fun character to watch. His joke where he just wants shoes is dumb but effective. When the movie does actually slow down, because it's real fast paced, like it's kind of slow at the start and then just picks up immediately and does not stop for like maybe.
That's called bad pacing, bro.
Oh yeah, the pacing's terrible. And
Oh, marathon.
yeah. There's like a few moments where it starts to slow down. Like the scene with the family in the van isn't actually like I like that scene. That's a good solid scene altogether.
Is the Asian lady still in it?
Yeah, for like 5 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Doing a disservice.
It's
man.
real weird. It's a weird cameo. Yeah, movie's weird, that's for sure. Terrible music choices except David Bowie. Put his music in and
And Cat
I'm
Stevens.
sold. Okay, yeah, that's a good.
Did they have Leanne Womack's "I Hope You Dance" at the end?
Yes?
That would have
No.
been hilarious.
No,
The "I Hope You Dance."
No, but they did have ABBA as Dancing Queen.
that's true. That's true.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
also.
Um,
It's definitely Halloween music for me.
Yeah.
Because of Community.
Nice.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. It's fun. The xenophages are like an actual cool monster. I liked them a lot. They are, I'm not gonna say terrifying, but they're scary.
It's at least
It's
a
like-
unique design.
Yeah, it's a unique design. The kills are cool. It's like, oh, okay, that's actually a pretty horrific way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that was.
If
Yeah.
an alien's gonna kill something, it needs to be.
It needs to be cool.
Like, oh, no one wants that.
If you're
Yeah.
gonna throw the word Xeno in there,
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like they're like a grinder in their mouth, in
Yeah.
their throat, and
They
then
just
you like,
spit you out of their neck.
yeah, out of his back, it's just like spraying.
Bro,
Yeah, dude. It
it's
was
like your
wild.
buddy gets eaten and then pooped out immediately. You're just like,
No, out of the back.
Like just blood
Like the
spray. It
neck.
doesn't eat you.
it's like that.
oh god.
It's like that scene in Tucker and Dale vs. Evil where he's
Oh, the wood chipper.
Yes.
That's exactly
These college kids keep. It's just one of those.
They got a suicide cult out here.
Yeah. I have a doozy today.
Yeah. So
Okay.
xenophages are cool. Noel is terrible. He's played by Andy Serkis, which that's cool.
Yeah.
But
Andy
still
Serkis
terrible.
doesn't do anything though.
Yeah. The other villains that aren't the xenophages are bad. They try to do, I think it's Toxin, but it's not. He's not red anymore.
So they don't like name drop the other symbiotes.
No,
Because that'd be too
no
weird.
other-
He'd be like, "You're about to get beat up because I'm a toxin."
Yeah, but they could have had like on a computer screen or something.
Oh,
like,
you know what?
something.
Or
Yeah.
if
Like,
they're gonna,
be smart about it, a
since
little
they
bit.
do talk like that and it's like larger than life, just straight up wrestling intro. It's like fireworks. going off.
Toxin.
He comes running in. He's gonna throw him out of the ring.
The thing is, there's a scene that would have been really cool with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's moments that feel like
Glass
they could've
shatter.
taken
Who's
it.
that? It's agony. Comes in and attacks.
Lasher.
Like Stone Cold.
Dude, I gotta do an edit of that, man.
The
Oh,
freeze
that'd be
frame
so
when they
funny.
show up on screen.
Noel is Ed McMahon. Just come walking around.
It doesn't even show him that much.
Smelling money.
You get basically all the Noel shots in the trailer. There are a couple things at the end that they kind of managed to keep under wraps in the trailers. I was like, okay, good. It's definitely better than Madam Web trailer level of I watched the movie now.
Yeah.
The whole movie is just a vision from Madam Web. That's the end, and she's like, "Guys,
Yeah.
I'd be so mad."
Just none of it happened. Yeah, that'd
Like
be
all
awesome.
3 movies.
That would be awesome.
And she looks up, and there's Eddie Brock, still a reporter, like a normal reporter.
What
She
just
just
happened?
like she saw all this.
Yeah.
Complain about no shoes.
It's like go down that street instead.
Changes
It
the
never
whole thing.
happened.
Just removes Venom.
Yeah, I had 2 predictions going into the movie.
Go.
And from the trailers and then even start of the movie itself, it seemed very obvious that they were both going to happen. Neither of them happened.
The twist. The movie was
The
full
whole
of twists.
movie's like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna.
Yeah.
The end is, they didn't do it. All that build up. Okay.
I thought we were going to do Venom wings. Like the new King in Black stuff when he
Right,
gets
right.
wings.
Yeah.
We don't do Venom wings. Even though they
No.
make a joke at the start where he's like, I wish I could fly.
Yeah.
And it felt like very obvious setup. Like, oh,
Well,
he's
in the
gonna
comic
do-
book, doesn't he bonds with one of the dragons, right? That's how he
Yeah.
gets the-
Oh, yeah. Which there are no dragons, unfortunately.
It feels like why is that joke in there then? Right?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Isn't
it
that storytelling
technically
101?
gets payoff like a second later, but it's still like that feels everything about it feels like a setup, but it's not for some reason. And I thought they were gonna do Anti-Venom because it's about time. He needs to be in a movie. Anti-Venom is a
Well,
cool.
Anti-Venom is Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
So-
So I thought they were gonna do something with
wasn't
that.
but later on wasn't it also what's his face?
Flash Thompson.
Flash Thompson. So what a weird choice. You know what was not a weird choice though? Baby Driver.
All right, yeah. Let's get on to Baby Driver. I want to talk about this.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't go
ahead.
watch
You
Venom.
can start it.
Don't
Listen,
go watch
the whole reason I recommend it to him was that scene. Like the opening scene is great, where like he does, the getaway and all that stuff. But like when he's going to get coffee, and like the words to the music are like on the walls
Yeah.
and stuff. That scene was so dope.
Yeah.
And,
Like the-
and like
the level of pacing you have to have.
Yeah.
Were they playing the music as they're doing that?
And I told you, like, one of the things I loved about it is going in. Keep in mind, like, I'd seen previews for it, right? And from the previews, I expected Kevin Spacey's gonna be like a really big bad, right? And it seems like Jamie Foxx is gonna be a real problem, especially from the scenes that he's in. And I really loved that Jamie Foxx is dispatched real quick. Like, we're done with him, and the actual bad guy, like the person that we have to be afraid of,
John
is
Hamm.
John Hamm, man. Like,
just refuses to die.
Dude.
yeah, I was like, John Hamm, because at first I was like, oh, he's gonna die real fast. Like, just my brain, because that's how, you know, like my experience with these kind of movies are like, oh, that's the guy. He's gonna kind of be kind of nice to him, and then he's got to die, right? Because that's what
he's kind of the mentorish.
Yeah,
figure,
he won't necessarily. If he's not mentorish, he was at least the only one that like
Cared
really
about him.
cared about him or understood him. Him and the girl both. I was like, they both got it. So when she died, I was like, yeah, that was gonna come.
He's about to go.
But then when he just kept coming back, I was like, what is happening?
This is not the movie I thought I was getting into.
And it made me think. I was like, man, I really want to go back and watch Hot Fuzz, because this is Hot Fuzz energy, man.
Yeah, it made me. I remember when it came out, the Last Night in Soho. I remember seeing trailers for that. And I was like, that actually looks like a cool movie. They never ended up watching it. But I didn't know that was also Edgar Wright. So after this, now I'm like, I really want to watch that movie.
It's funny too, because you know, when you go back and watch the first Ant-Man movie, like you can feel the Edgar Wright.
Yeah, it's very obvious
influence
there was
there,
supposed to be some stuff.
And it makes me sad that he didn't get to stay and finish, because I bet you he could have done some really cool work.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, Baby Driver is really good. It's a really
So
good movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. For this like 7-year-old movie, I think.
It is rated R though for violence, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Some
there's definitely
language.
there's blood, there's language.
Yeah.
Honestly, not that much blood. Like,
not
I feel
a lot,
like,
but there's still some.
There's still some, but yeah.
I mean,
not-
Jamie
there's a lot
Foxx,
of
the way he
language
went
for
was
sure.
pretty.
yeah, that's the only thing that I would really
It
be
feels
like.
like a movie that could have been PG-13 if they would have tried,
Yeah.
but
It's very much full, unfiltered what
yeah,
his vision was.
As far as rated R movies go, it's not as bad as most.
And listen,
I will say that.
I know it was in the preview, but that Mike Myers mask scene was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
this is Mike Myers.
That was really funny.
He's like, no, the Halloween guy. He's like,
Jason,
Jason?
Jason, Jason Voorhees.
yeah, Voorhees, yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
good
well, I
movie.
also recommend Baby Driver. That was a really good movie.
Yeah.
I had seen the trailer,
Yeah, me too.
whenever it came out, but just never got around to watching it.
Yeah.
I had seen stuff about the glasses and didn't realize that was this movie until he got the one lens poked out and was like, "Oh, I have seen something about this before." And how
I was
that's
actually,
like
I don't know, I was watching something, and then they had mentioned Hot Fuzz and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna I really like those movies. And I went back and I was like, oh yeah, I
What
like
else
them
has he
because it was
watched?
Edgar Wright, and then I was like flipping through Edgar Wright stuff, and was like, I remember seeing the previous Baby Driver, so I clicked on it and I saw it was on Netflix, and I was like,
why
I
not?
feel like this is a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
And I was so glad I did, man. It
Yeah,
was
this
such a good movie.
This is a
And-
surprise hit of the year.
and the
Like,
funny, here's the crazy part too, because like, you know, my wife doesn't like watching movies, and she didn't get to see the whole thing because I watched part of it when I was at work, and then was trying to finish it up before we were doing the podcast on the Wolfman, I think.
Yep.
And so she got to watch the last half of it, and just that half
The
of it,
really
she loved
fun
it.
half, yeah.
She was like, "This is a really good movie," and to hear her say that is a big deal because my wife, again, not much of a moviegoer. And so that
Especially a movie like that.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's you know, the
Fine.
violence and the language stuff is not for her, but she liked it, and I think that says a lot about how well written and performed the movie is. You know,
Yeah. Yep.
and John Hamm, man, I'll tell you what.
You have anything to say on it? You've seen it, right?
Yeah, but I watched it like when it came out, so like
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
So it's cool to hear your guys' like perspectives and everything. Because when it first came out, like I was obsessed. Like I'm not lying. I went out, bought a red car. Like
Yeah.
nice.
I put the shades on and
Started
everything.
calling yourself a Wright brother.
Dude, I was obsessed. It was like a whole like mood.
Every time you watch it, you flew high.
Call me
Like-
baby.
Yeah.
Like, Hayden, you drive fast, and I'm just like all the time. Like
not
when people
Hayden,
would,
it's
when people would
baby.
ride with me, yeah. Like and I'm past that now. But like, I was
Oh, I
was
thought you were
obsessed.
still
And honestly, like as I'm remembering it, I think I watched the movie twice in the same day. Like I watched it,
You're like a
told my roommate about it,
pioneering fan of
and
it.
then like we watched it again because I was like, you need to see this.
Go watch
like,
this movie.
And it's one of those ones like you need to watch it.
Yeah.
Especially that scene where he's getting the coffee. Like you got to watch that scene.
But it's not hard to watch. Like there's no point where you're like,
No, it's entertaining.
I get like,
that is the best word to use, I think. It's just a entertaining movie. Like it's good storytelling. It's not like the Venom kind of entertaining where it's like, oh, that was fun, I guess. This is
it's
good.
Like
It's
visually,
smart.
there's something to watch throughout the movie,
It's
and
smart.
the way that they set up that first scene to actually engage you like that. So now you're set up for the rest of the movie. Like, oh, I gotta watch to see what the little hidden things are.
It's dynamic.
Yeah,
And that's
good.
but that's Edgar Wright's style though. Like have you seen Hot Fuzz? Right?
Yeah.
Like all right, so I think that you would really like Hot Fuzz, but he also did Shaun of the Dead, right?
he did all the Cornetto.
Yeah,
stuff.
the Cornetto trilogy. But Shaun of the Dead has that, like the quick cuts and stuff. Like that's Edgar Wright's style,
Yeah.
and it works for him.
Just the little jokes, little like.
yeah,
I mean,
real quips and
you don't
clever
get everything
dialogue.
almost the first time you watch it.
Yeah, and it's clear like how much he loves music, because even in those ones, music is really heavy influence. Like that scene where it is in Shaun of the Dead, like when they're beating the bar owner zombie to
the jukebox
to the rhythm of the song. You know what I'm talking about? Like even that
And
early,
it's Queen. It's
even that early, you can see the influence that music has on how he tells the story and stuff, and it's just like on full display in this movie.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Definitely don't sleep on this movie.
go watch Baby Driver.
It's been out for years
on
now,
VidAngel.
but don't sleep on it.
Don't sleep on it.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, we definitely slept on it.
Well, you move on to some news, or did
Okay.
you guys watch anything else that you really wanted to talk about?
No.
I watched the volumes 1 and 2 of John Wick,
Yeah.
and really enjoyed them. And I think I've told you guys all at this point individually, like the scene where John Leguizamo answers the phone,
Yeah.
and the mob boss is like, "You strike my son," and he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Why?" Because he stole John Wick's car and killed his dog. Oh, and then they had a similar scene in the second one. I don't remember what it was, and so I'm really hoping that joke like continues. Yeah.
I think it does, but I don't fully remember. It's been like a year now since we've seen them. So
So I'm gonna watch the third one probably this week some point,
Okay.
probably during my lunches or whatever, and then at some point I'll look into the fourth volume. But
we gotta watch 4.
I've been really enjoying them so far.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're fun movies, yeah.
They're
And I was
peak
telling,
action movies.
yeah, I was telling TallBeing here, like one of the great things about the John Wick movies is there's not a whole lot of scenes where you actually have to be watching, right? Because Baby Driver, I feel like you need to be watching it because there's so much going on. But John Wick, you're like, there's people dying.
Yeah.
You're like.
It's like how many of the cool deaths do you want to
Well,
see?
and
Like,
that's
you're
at least it's
they're good though.
it's consistent though, because like like he like does the shoulder and then shoot them in the head thing. Like
yeah.
he does that so many times that I was like
I get the gist.
yeah, like it's consistent. Like he clearly this is his training and he's using his training. It's not like one of the problems I have with some action movies, right, is like they're like, all right, here's what we did in the first one, and then in this one we got to do something bigger and different. And like this one, they're
Like
like,
Expendables.
no, yeah, basically, yeah.
Dude, yeah.
And this one is just like, no, he's gonna do what is effective and does the job.
They just change
that's-
whatever.
Like you get
the
to a point where you're
scenario
not
is.
wowed by it anymore,
Yeah,
but you're still just like, all right, continue the story. Like what's going on in this world?
Because part of the thing that's good about that is that it's all one, like it's within a day or two.
oh yeah.
And
even the
so-
second movie is like
It takes
It's
place
right
like
after, right?
immediately
Yeah.
after.
Well, that's-
immediately for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is
I think
that
3 is the same way.
it is. It all takes place right after each other. But that's what I'm saying. So like for him to do those same moves, yeah, I've seen it before. But now it's like, well, this is 24 hours later. You've gone through this many
How are you
fights.
not tired yet?
Yeah.
It's like,
But
they killed my dog. Like,
But legitimately,
The
he's
rage.
he's not adding like flourishes and stuff. Like he's dispatching these guys because he is outmanned.
Yeah.
And like one of my favorite scenes of the second one is when I want to say it's like a train station or something. He's like walking.
oh, and they're
And
like
he's along the
shooting
wall.
up.
Yeah, and Common is upstairs and like he's shooting
They're
at him.
shooting, yeah.
But
Dude,
like
it's so
nobody
funny.
has a clue because they got the
It's
signs.
crowded,
up.
and he just
Yeah, there's just like
With
holes hitting the
suppressors.
wall. Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I like the scene where he just starts falling down the stairs for like a solid minute. I don't. It's just really funny to me. Like, there's no music if I remember right. It's just them tumbling. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. They do fall down the stairs. That's when they're in Italy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're wrestling each other, right? And so they're wrestling down the stairs.
Yeah. They do go down those, and then they go through the window and they're like, gentlemen.
Yeah. You can't fight here.
Yeah. And they're like,
They just go get a
let's
drink.
go have a drink.
Yeah, and they're all like being all cool.
Gin,
and
right?
shit. Yeah.
Bourbon? Yeah, bourbon, yeah.
He's like, it's nothing personal, John. It's like, it feels personal. I mean, we're killing each other.
Yeah. See you soon, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's again part of the greatness of those movies is like there's certain rules that they all abide by too.
Yeah, I
that
like
you
the world
learn
building.
as you go.
They do it almost in a realistic sense. Like, it's not like exaggerated like Expendables or anything like that.
It's just their job.
Yeah, they're so like numb to all this
Yeah.
that it is. It's just like it's like watching. I don't know.
I like the cleaner guys that just show up.
Yeah.
They're like, hey John,
Yeah.
back at work.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Noise complaint. It's like, all right, John.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was telling Tommy. I was like, man, I really like the world building, like the coins, the fact that they use those gold coins, and that they have a cleaner service. Because legit, if that's your line of work, you're gonna have those kind of things.
You need
And
an
that they have a neutral ground, like
yeah.
it's like Highlander, right? When you're on
Highlander.
like you can't fight on holy ground. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
It's essentially Highlander.
yeah, basically
With assassins.
when we do arts, it's basically the same movie. We should probably do those like John Wick and Highlander, right? But yeah, it's basically. I like the world building. I think it's really cool. And anyways,
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that we've watched, or we want to do some announcements real quick?
We'll do some announcements, and then we end on something that we watched that I think we've forgotten about again.
Okay.
It's Monster Squad.
Jeez. How about we talk about that right now? Because if not,
We're not gonna end on it.
okay, fine.
I think we can end on
all right,
that.
all right.
we'll just close. We'll be done.
Okay.
We're done.
Let me go
Okay.
through. You got announcements too?
I got some announcements. I think we're probably sharing a bunch.
All right, go ahead.
Yep.
All right. Karate Kid Legends.
Pronounced karate.
Okay.
Karate. May 30th,
Yes.
2025.
That's right.
It is confirmed to be connected to Cobra Kai.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So however that show ends, it somehow leads into this movie. So if Jackie Chan shows up in the post-credit scene or whatever, I would not be surprised.
I don't think that'll happen, but
This is Jackie Chan getting beat up by the kids. You're probably wondering how I got here.
But
wait for May 25th.
but if,
I bet you he's gonna be the secret, right? Or Miyagi like did something for somebody, or
like they're old friends.
yeah, like maybe he like took the rap for this dude and helped this guy, and it just so happens to be Jackie Chan, and in honor of him, I took the name Miyagi.
But not the
Miyagi's-
remake. It's Jackie Chan from Rush Hour.
Too far, man. Too far.
So
Calm yourself down,
And
Noel.
then we joined-
Miyagi.
That's a possibility then that Jaden would come back too.
He wasn't in Rush Hour.
He's
That
the
was
secret.
Chris Tucker,
That
man.
was Chris Tucker.
He's
man.
the
Come on.
secret last Cobra Kai fighter.
Hey, a couple people said it. They're like, it's gonna be Jaden, and I was like, no.
No, it's not.
That would
Will
be
Smith
so
just was-
awful.
Will Smith standing behind him.
He slapped someone.
Yeah. He just raises his hand. Not today.
See, that's not as crazy as my Rush Hour thing now.
Yeah.
That is actually
Yeah,
believable.
so we got that.
I gotta admit, you're right.
So we got Karate Kid.
Yes.
Karate.
That's
Which
cool.
is that's really cool. I think that's what I wanted. So I'm
Well,
glad.
yeah, Cobra
Yeah.
Kai is awesome.
Yeah, really hoping for something fun there. It'll be fun, I'm sure. Yeah, they never take those too seriously.
Right. So.
All right, new Godzilla movie from Toho and Takashi Yamazaki,
Yes.
who directed -1.
So,
Yes.
do we
it's
think
probably.
it's a sequel?
I hope it's a sequel.
It is called -2.
Are we praying? +1. Godzilla +1.
It's just him at a fancy dinner.
Yeah. It's
Trying to find a nice date.
Somehow a romantic comedy about Godzilla.
It's
You're probably wondering how I crushed Japan. It's just like
Godzilla speed dating until he finds Mothra.
all these different kaiju. Can a guy catch a break in a big city?
Don't name it +1.
Godzilla +1. All right. So I do
This
hope.
is the best podcast episode.
So I do hope it's a sequel to -1 because that movie is awesome.
The
I
director's,
think it is.
he's talked about a sequel a little bit. He said if he does one, this was like a year ago, right after the first one came out. He said if he does a sequel, he wants it to be a Godzilla versus another monster.
Dwayne Johnson.
I said a monster.
Hey,
Blacker Adam.
just Black Adam.
He didn't
That's
get
the
that.
+1. Is just,
He didn't
I
get
mean,
that Superman fight.
yeah, Lord knows. Yeah, Lord knows we're not gonna see him again fight somebody. So okay.
So
What else?
my bet is it will be a versus Godzilla versus something.
All right, dude.
So and I hope so. I think it could be cool.
I
I
mean,
want it to be a deep cut.
at this
Yeah,
point, I
not
trust
like
this guy.
Ghidorah again.
Yeah.
He did such a good job with -1. Like,
Yeah.
let him run.
Let him
Let him
cook.
What's the one that
Let
you
him
always want
cook.
to see? Jaguar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, who I want to see in the Legendary Universe is Destroyer,
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
but that's gonna be like a big
I
bad.
feel like you're more likely to see Jaguar.
Well, yeah, because you can't. Second movie? That's like doing Batman versus Superman as the second movie.
Who would do that?
So
Intense stare.
you're probably wondering why Superman's here.
Who's ready for a tonal shift?
What else you
All
got?
right, I got a bunch of Marvel release dates. They did a
Do
little,
What's
they
that?
did a
Hit us.
little
Come on.
sizzle reel for their 2025
Ooh,
shows.
I can hear it.
Yeah,
Come on, right
So-
on. Popcorn. Let's go.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
What if season 3?
Don't care. Let's go.
Yeah. For the audience,
Keep moving.
begins December 22nd. Releases one episode every day for like a week.
we still talking
Every
about.
day?
Wait, we still talking about what if season 3?
Yeah.
Don't care. Keep going.
Okay. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, we all did.
Is this a prequel to the Tom Holland Spider-Man stuff?
We thought it was, but it turns out it's an alternate universe.
Wait. So this is Tom Holland? Not Tom Holland.
It's not Tom Holland.
All right. Don't care. Keep going.
It's Eddie
Okay.
Brock.
January 29th is that. Daredevil Born Again, which we talked about. March
Woo!
4th.
Yeah.
We got some footage for it. Muse looks crazy. I'm in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm interested in that one. Let's go.
Yeah. Ironheart actually exists, I guess.
Don't care. Keep going.
June 24th.
Did you at least say the date?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, gosh. Because someone's
Hey,
going to write these
that
down.
one's listen. That one's just in time for me not to watch for my birthday.
There you go. Unfortunately, it is
Hopefully
Just-
someone on the podcast.
Just
in
in time,
time for
you
mine.
not to watch for your birthday. That's
All
right.
right.
Eyes of Wakanda, August 6th. This is a prequel series.
Okay.
It is animated,
Yeah.
like highly stylized, and apparently Iron Fist is in it.
All right. Don't care.
so-
Keep going.
Iron Fist.
I forgot about all these shows.
Just Iron Fist and
So
Wakanda.
so did Marvel.
You're probably wondering why I'm here.
Marvel Zombies
Yes!
exists.
Yes!
Like a live action movie?
No, it's an animated show.
Don't care. Keep going.
I do care. Thank you so much for doing that.
It's gonna be TVMA, comes out in October.
Okay.
Ugh.
Perfect for Halloween.
Guts out
Yeah.
of Marvel characters.
Is that gonna be where Headpool is?
I hope so.
That's cool.
It's really funny. Blade is in it. Not Wesley Snipes.
Who's
Ali.
gonna voice him?
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala.
He's gonna be the animated Blade before
They
his
did
own
it.
Blade movie comes out.
We did it, guys.
Okay.
Alright, I was excited. Now I'm like,
That movie's not coming out.
Don't care. Keep going.
We got him as Blade.
Yeah.
Let's keep this train going.
Finally, next December.
Say, finally, is this last one?
Yeah, last one.
What a pile of. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
I think Joe's ready to go
Oh,
home.
this is
No.
creme de la creme.
I'm just tired
Perfect
of Marvel.
crown jewel. Wonder Man.
Oh.
Okay, I do. Wait, who's playing him?
What?
I don't
Black
remember who that
Manta.
was.
Okay, so I'm less interested.
Yeah.
But it's not anything like the comic version.
That's why I'm not interested.
If you had said,
Hey, we're doing a comic book show. Didn't read nothing. And
if
it's
you
like,
had
cool,
said
I'm
Nathan
already-
Fillion, I would have been 100% in.
No.
yeah, that would have been okay. So,
I'm not interested.
I'm
in
interested because the premise is funny. It is a guy with superpowers who is trying to be an actor.
This. So
playing-
he does have superpowers.
yeah, playing-
I heard he's just gonna be a regular actor, and then it's about him getting powers.
That might be that.
Ooh,
I might
maybe
have been
it'll be a
misreading.
regular actor who's playing a superhero
in a
And the
superhero
movie is
world.
literally just him playing a superhero, and it's like a fake out. And at the end of the movie, you just be like, "What the heck did we just watch?"
That's
Inception.
Like the Mandarin on Iron Man 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
This-
that.
it-
That's
this-
stupid.
this might work out because it might work out.
Yeah.
'Cause
Out
we've
of
seen this already,
yeah.
Right.
and the best part, one of the best parts, was this character, Mortal Kombat.
It's just Johnny
Sonya Blade?
Cage, but Marvel.
Yeah,
Talking about Sonya Blade?
No, Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage, but Marvel.
I don't know. Maybe
It might
by
work.
next Christmas I'll be.
He's not an
psyched, but-
interesting comic character. Like his Iron Man stuff is kind of cool.
Who are we talking about?
Wonder Man. So I'm fine with them deviating on this one.
I just.
They're giving him the Mysterio origin that Far From Home didn't give Mysterio.
So I'm gonna say it again. Dibs on Superman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we
my
can all
choice.
go watch it.
I don't think I'm not excited for
But I get
Wonder
it.
Man, but I'm intrigued.
This is the movie,
No,
It's a show.
a show. Okay.
They
It's a
filmed.
show. I didn't think I could be any more annoyed or sick right now.
It's a lot of Marvel content.
You're
coming
probably
up, guys.
wondering why Joe's here right now.
Something in
Marvel
the
is
way.
just-
Are we just gonna round out all of our catchphrases
I
right
don't
now?
know.
Gotta do what's best for the house.
I don't want to end on talking about Wonder
was
Man.
mine.
Wonder Man.
Yeah, we got something good to end on.
You got something else?
No, that's all.
Okay, I got a few announcements that
Okay,
I'm gonna do.
go
This
ahead.
was some
And
better
we'll-
Hey,
news.
look, they better be good.
Okay, I'm gonna finish up with the Marvel.
Oh, there's
Hopefully,
more.
we're gonna close out with Conan.
There's. I wish I brought that news.
No.
No, but Spider-Man 4 has been announced for July 24th of 2026.
Right.
Okay.
Same
Are we-
day.
is it
same
gonna
release-
try to compete with Cross the Spider-Verse?
Well,
I
that's
don't
what I
know.
talked about on the podcast.
There's no way they
I
keep the
feel
release
like they
dates.
pushed it back because
This is the podcast.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that they're going to try to.
Hey, listen, his
cross
feelings
them
are
over.
always right.
No, they're not. Please don't quote me. On
Yeah, I don't know because
Uh,
there's no actual date yet for Spider-Verse, right?
Right, but
So-
they put it on pause. I just feel like it would be smart for them to be like, "What if we connect it?" So,
What if?
Well, so
oh god,
So-
what if season 4?
so the funny thing would
Spider-Verse.
be if they do Spider-Verse in 2026, and then they do this Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. There's also another Tom Holland movie coming out that same day, the one that's being directed by Christopher Nolan.
So it's gonna be like Barbenheimer,
Yeah,
but
but
just
it'll
Tom
just
Holland.
be Tom Holland.
Did you get my message about Moana 2?
Oh
And
yeah,
Wicked.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
You saw it?
Mo Wicked.
No, I'll show you.
Wicked Anna.
I can't say it on the podcast, but I'll send it.
Okay, so that's no.
The only thing I care about is
Wakanda?
now that we're getting the Shang-Chi director on this, please just give me Mr. Negative. That would be
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
It would be so cool.
Who-
Please,
Or
God.
Agents of Atlas?
would
Yeah.
you-
Yeah.
Who would you have play him?
I don't know. I would have to think about that. Jackie
Russell
Chan.
Crowe.
I kind of think.
Russell Crowe, Mr. Negative. No one's gonna be mad about that.
Yeah.
What I'm drawing a blank on his name. He voices Invincible on the animated show. He
Oh,
was Glenn from Walking
Glenn.
Dead.
Stephen Yeun.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he could because he's getting up there in age, so he wouldn't be portrayed as a young man. He could do Mr. Negative. I feel like.
Yeah, he is a mister.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Checking the boxes.
He's not viewed as like young anymore. I think
Yeah.
he could do.
Yeah, he's a
like, the
mister.
whole-
And he was supposed to be Sentry, but
What?
that did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a rumor. You don't remember that?
He was cast and everything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he had to like drop out.
Why are
'cause
we getting
schedulings.
that?
Because he's.
Because they went with Bob.
Oh, because we want Wonder Man.
No,
We're just gonna blame everything on Wonder Man.
we're getting the Century.
This is
and
no. This is
Thunderbolt.
like the Agatha all along. Like, you know what? Did you know that Agatha in the comics? Nobody gives a crap. She doesn't even have her own comic.
Yeah.
She's
Apparently
a
the
side
show-
character
Apparently, the show's great.
that
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure has been dead for
yeah.
like 30 years.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that the show is really
I think
good.
the
I don't
Stilt
care.
Man series is going to do really good when they do that.
Give it to me.
Stilt Man.
Give me Stilt Man.
Crime's a little different up here. And that's the tagline, and it's just Stilt Man like taking off with some people's purses. We don't want Wonder Man. Give us Stilt Man.
Legit, I would take that.
Stilt.
Especially.
Okay.
Put him in Daredevil.
Continuing
It's fine.
with the announcements.
Bird has more.
Marvel-esque.
Marvel-esque.
Haley Atwell's playing the animated Tomb Raider, Lara Croft.
Yeah, that released already.
It's released already, yeah.
Oh.
But they're gonna be doing another live action Tomb Raider.
With her?
Triple battle.
People want her.
If she's in it, I'll watch it.
It's an interesting pick for a live action.
Zoe might be jealous.
Dude, okay.
Had to bring it.
Don't
Playing the hits.
All right. Hey, you'll be happy about this.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
pretty cool.
Because it has nothing to do with the like I have? Okay.
No, it's the
it
new
does.
Zoe
Deschanel.
Alien Romulus. It has another like that you have. They're gonna release it on VHS.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is
It's
pretty
gonna have
cool,
a full
actually.
commentary by Zoe Deschanel.
Dude, I'm trying to get my hands on an old VHS player so I can watch it.
I think we have one.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Yeah, we have one.
So I will bring it
go
over
to-
here and watch it.
Just go to any public school and be like, "Hey, where's your Avery room?"
Yeah. Hey, I'm a substitute
yeah,
teacher, and just like wheel it out
Do
to
a,
my car.
do a School of Rock.
But I thought that's pretty cool.
I'm
Like,
subbing today. I need this. That is cool.
Alien on VHS.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Horror
cool.
movies on that like grainy VHS quality feels
Right.
like
That's soul food.
it's like a warm blanket with
Okay.
soup.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Yeah.
November 17th on Max. I think we've said it before, but just in case,
Mm-hmm.
Dune Prophecy comes out.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
And I'm a
it's coming
Dune,
up.
I'm a Dune
You're
fan. and I
real
forgot
excited about that, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Is Hans Zimmer on it?
All right, we mentioned, and I've talked to you about this.
It's
We
true.
mentioned that there's a live action Voltron coming.
I don't remember this.
Another announcement was a live action Gundam.
I hope they come out in the same
Okay.
day.
They're actually going to try to make a
Are-
shared universe.
Are they? Hold on.
Make a standalone movie.
Have they
please.
said anything about like the storyline for Gundam? Are like
No.
they doing the 100-Year War? Are they doing
No,
The-
not that I've seen. All I've
like
seen
verbatim Federation versus?
From what I read, it's going to be them developing the technology for the Gundam, so you probably won't actually see the Gundam till the last scene.
Just mobile
yeah.
suits.
They'll just like walk out and be like, "We finally did
Well,
it."
see, the Gundams are different from the
Don't
mobile
even show it,
suits.
just the shadow.
So the Gundam are different than the mobile suits because it's a whole like frame different, like they're built different.
Yeah, that's why they scream, "It's a Gundam!"
So it's just gonna be like mobile suits and then like no Gundams.
Basically,
And then the last scene is like we got a Gundam and that's it. Just like that's the end of the movie. Gundams are coming. It's like whoa,
Gundam will return.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they've cast Russell Crowe in that role.
to play the Gundam.
Yeah,
like it talks. I'm Gundam. Like,
yeah.
and then that's when we find out they didn't watch any of the anime. They're just like, oh, well that's kind of
Big
cool.
robot?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool unless they screw it up.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. That could be a possibility. Same thing with Voltron. I've been
Please
waiting
don't
for
screw
that.
it up.
Yeah.
I hear it's going to be
So-
directed by Brett Ratner.
No.
I'm
No.
gonna take a crap on his lawn.
Okay. 2 more announcements.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Zorro.
Zorro.
Season 2?
So nothing on season 2 yet.
No.
Season 2.
Yeah, you know the Zorro show?
All right, we'll catch you
No?
up later.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Zorro on Prime.
Too
Go watch
deep.
that's our
Deep to go
Patreon. Talking about Zorro. Season
it.
Says $5.
There was another Zorro show that was released on Paramount Plus, which I had no idea about.
yeah.
I love how we keep getting Shadow Drop Zorro shows.
Yeah. But again, it's on Paramount. We don't have that. So-
If I had a nickel for every time this year a Zorro show shadow dropped on a streaming service, I would have 2 nickels.
And that's, yeah.
That's the weirdest thing you've ever
Right.
said, man.
Thank you.
No,
It was
he's
a quote.
quoting Phineas and Ferb.
Okay.
What?
So
Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah.
Doofing what?
Okay.
Hey, the
there's
platypus.
2 Zorros that already came out. There's the Zorro on Prime, which is really cool action show.
Yeah.
Antonio
Go
Banderas.
watch that. The one on
Antonio
Paramount. The
Banderas.
one on Paramount Plus.
Less
What
cool.
country's that
Don't
one
go
from?
watch that.
I don't know anything about it aside from that it's like a comedy Zorro.
How great would it be if
So-
it was like the old when Japan made Spider-Man, Spider-Man,
Spider-
Spider-Man
right?
has like
and
the
he had like the big
mecha
mech
and
suit,
everything.
yeah. So it's like it's Zorro like that style made in Japan. So like instead of having a horse, he's got like a giant mech suit that comes out.
Still
I
in the
would
desert.
watch that.
Yeah.
Hey,
I would watch that before I would watch Wonder Man.
hey, that's Godzilla plus 1. That's the plot. Zorro.
He's Zorro with the mech.
That would be crazy. They make like the greatest Godzilla of all time, and then the sequel is like, what were you guys doing? Like, we just wanted money. We just wanted a lot of money.
They were sitting there with a thing of Coke.
They teamed up with Sony.
Well, we gotta keep going, or else we're not gonna be able to do Monster Squad
No one
again.
shows up in the
Oh
post
yeah,
credits.
he's right. Okay, I'm serious.
Okay, so
are you
this is
talking about?
this
We're
is
gonna
what
edit.
this is. I didn't even say the thing about Zorro I wanted to say. I just,
Okay, yeah.
I just brought him up so I could say this thing right now. Is that CBS is planning a new Zorro show?
It'll be terrible.
I just want season 2 of the Prime
And
one.
No opinion.
Disney Plus is also working on one.
Please,
It'll be
no.
worse.
The one on CBS is Robert Rodriguez is involved in it.
And then they'll do a spin-off.
That one might be all right.
That one could
And
be
then they'll-
The Disney one, Zorro's gonna be like non-binary.
The
or
CBS
something.
one,
It's supposed to be a girl.
Yeah.
so the CBS one, they'll do
I don't
like
know.
a spin-off where it's like Zorro Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and then like Zorro Miami.
This can transition us into the Monster Squad.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So
Segways.
Perfect.
May 22nd of next year, they're supposed to open
Let's
up
talk about Diddy.
Universal Epic Universe
Okay.
at the Universal Theaters.
Dang right.
Like that animated movie, Epic? Is everything just
No,
going to
no,
be big?
No, the Monsterverse.
Oh.
Yeah,
Huh?
Universal.
They're going to have big monsters.
dude. Yeah.
Statues? What?
They have animatronic monsters of
Yeah.
all the Monster Squad characters, and it's like a whole section at
Yeah,
Universal.
all the old.
Is that what they did with the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics?
So
They've
the
been
Tom
waiting.
Cruise Mummy movie was supposed to be like a lead up to like what they're doing with the park, and
Yeah.
it didn't do good. So then they paused it for a while, and now they're like,
doing
you know
this
what?
one?
We're just gonna make it into a park.
We already bought those Chuck E. Cheese
because
animatronics.
Yeah.
people still like the classic movies, you know. Because
Yeah.
I mean, how well
Those
did we
wax
talk-
figures have been in there.
Like, how much did we like the 1941? Wolfman
Oh, we
movie?
trashed it, man. We hated that movie.
No, we liked it.
There's gonna-
Oh yeah, never
No,
mind. That
but-
was a different movie.
But because it's so old, they've just had all this stuff on hold. There's going to be a mysteriously Tom Cruise shaped like face on one of the zombies.
No,
Like,
no,
they'll
no.
try to change it, but all of us will be like, the short one looks kind of like.
Yeah,
They're finally
so
doing
it's
it.
going to
and
open May 22nd of next year.
I think it's going to be cool because you're
I think so.
seeing. There was just so many points where like Universal was like, we can't do the Disney thing. Like, we need to pivot.
Now Universal also has.
Harry Potter,
Potter?
and Jurassic Park.
Do they got Nintendo stuff or is that somebody else?
Yeah,
that
it's
its own thing?
Universal.
they got the Mario
But
World.
see, they started getting those things and leaning into that when they decided to pivot. Like, because they wanted to just be a park, and it was like, but you can't. Like, look what's happening down the street. And so they're like, okay, well, what if we do experiences too?
What's happening down the street?
Disney's happening down the street. And so
I thought you were talking about City Walk. I was like, yeah, City Walk's pretty cool.
that's a
Have
whole
you ever
thing.
been? You ever been there at night? It's awesome.
And so I think it's kind of cool for them to be like, you're not going to get this at Disney, but like you can get it here. Maybe.
All I know is that you guys messed up the transition into Monster Squad. So
I tried to help
Talk
you.
about that.
Look, hey, Bird, look me in my face and tell me I messed it up. I tried to like
Can I do it? Bird, let me
feed
do it.
into
Hayden.
it.
Let me
and-
do it. Let me do
Hayden
it.
Evans, it's Hayden /Even_Evans at Instagram. You messed up the transition.
I tried doing so well.
Monster Squad. Okay, I would like to introduce this movie. So, we watched this for Halloween, and we were supposed to talk about it in the last episode,
So sad.
but forgot.
So sad.
That's how important. That's how life changing this for us.
Halfway through, we realized, oh crap, we forgot about that movie.
Which is crazy. I watch the movie yearly, and you would have thought I would have been pumped to talk about it.
And now Halloween is past us. Like the time to talk.
Like,
about
what's your
it.
favorite Thanksgiving movie? Monster Squad. I love it, man.
Every other day he texts me, Wolfman's got nards, Joe.
Wolfman has Nards,
Wolfman's got
dude.
nards.
My name's Norris. That's my favorite character.
Lawrence?
Norris.
Norris?
Because they call him Fat Kid, and his
Is
name's
his name
Norris.
Norris?
No, it's not Norris.
It's not Norris,
not
bro.
No,
Norris?
it's
Horace.
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 Yeah.
Horace. My apologies.
My ap-
One letter off.
Sorry, Horace.
okay.
He's
So
gonna kill me.
I'm gonna kill your son.
I'm gonna kill your son.
So we were supposed to talk about it last episode for our Halloween
Yep.
season,
Yeah.
but we didn't. So we're going to talk about it
It
now.
is Horace.
Do you want to start since you're the
So-
main advocate of this movie?
So Joe loves me so much
I do.
that when I was running around with him as a wee lad, he showed me this movie and he told me how cool it was going to be and how much it was going to change my life. And it did. I hyperfixated on the Rudy character. I don't know if that was the best character for me to be, like the cigarette smoking middle schooler with the leather jacket.
Peeping on the neighbor girl.
Yeah, but that was the one character that I was like, for the rest of my life, like from
who
then
I
on,
wanna
I was
be.
like, I want to be Rudy so bad. and so certain decisions I made in life was like, what would Rudy do? And I'm not proud of that. But this movie for me was so cool. because I don't know, man. It was just the concept, and you see it now. Like this movie, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but like this movie didn't have a fan base when it first came out. It got a cult following as like years went on, and it's because people actually started understanding how cool the concept is. Because like look at things like movies like Stranger Things and stuff like that. The concept of like a group of kids fighting something evil. Like, you know, and so like it was just cool to me to like watch these kids that like were into horror stuff together, because I didn't have that. I was like the one kid that was into horror stuff, and everyone else was like not into that. And so like I wouldn't have the treehouse of friends where we talk about that. It was just me and Joe. Like Joe would let me hang out with him. But I don't know, it was just cool. Like so much about the movie, like I obsessed over, because it was just so cool. It's funny. It has an obvious 80s feel, which I like. Like, I like that feeling of 80s movies. And it was cool. They didn't do, like, stupid concepts with the monsters. They just left them traditional. And
So like universal traditional.
yeah. And the fact that they were all converging on this small town, and, like, all like it was just cool.
Like this could happen here.
Soon.
Yeah. But, no, it was just, it's one of my top movies. Like, I feel like every person has 10 movies that kind of define them, and this is in my 10. This is in my top 10, but I watch it.
It might
yearly.
get bumped out for Last Dance.
I haven't watched it, so I doubt it.
What you see, Noel, man?
Yeah.
Everything changes.
But no, this movie, it's just pure fun, man. You guys hated it, didn't you? Gosh,
So,
man.
Joe, go ahead and go next, because we're the last two that watched it.
Yeah.
The most recent.
So I watched this movie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like when it was out, I loved the movie and didn't know. I mean, it wasn't until later. Like I had no idea that it was not commercially successful. I am glad that it had built a cult following. And yeah, it's one of those ones like obviously we do it here on the podcast, right? Like Joe picks. Like I have a whole bunch of movies that I watch that are lesser known, and this is usually one of them. And so any chance I get to like make people watch weird stuff that I loved when I was a kid. And let's be real, some of it's real weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
we haven't even gotten to the real, like, so far it's all been kind of innocuous, right? But we'll get there. But I still love it. Still think it holds up. It's a fun movie, and for me, there's lots of nostalgia associated with it. So
I'm jealous of that.
Okay,
don't be jelly.
so I'll go next, and then you can go, because you can
Before beauty, bro.
Well, you can talk about if it does hold up, because obviously, like, you're from this generation. This is
You have
true.
you have
30
weird
years
sensibilities.
removed from when it came out.
Okay.
You
I didn't-
liked The Last Dance.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't watch it when it came out. This was my first time watching it, also, because I was just never like that much into the horror stuff. Even though
Which
this
is not really horror. It's
right.
spooky.
Yeah.
right. I was gonna say it's not really bad,
Scary.
Yeah.
but I
It's
just
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
It's Scooby Doo.
yeah, just this that type of stuff was just never.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yeah, you're
not,
too
not,
cool for that
not
stuff.
the ones I
It's
want
a
to
little
watch.
creepy,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
kooky.
Mysterious.
Which is funny because I mentioned earlier I like movies like Labyrinth and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
got some weird stuff. I
Dark-
think I'm more
Dark
weird,
Crystal?
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
rather than
Dark Crystal's
spooky,
good.
spooky
Dark
dark.
Crystal's good.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I never watched it my first time. I will say
It's okay if you didn't like it.
no, it holds up.
Okay. You
holds
always look at me like I'm about to break this man.
See, here's the deal, though. He was like, you know what? I was Rudy.
Oh, that makes me hate you so much. You got to be
No,
him.
that's not. That was not me. At
He was
all.
Horace.
If anything, I was the
Sean.
little boy that was just seeing
Tag
everything.
along.
Where he's like, there's something in my closet, and dad's like, oh,
Yeah.
and there's like the mummies there.
Yeah, if
He calls
anything,
the army.
Preacher stole my Twinkie.
Yeah,
Dear Army
mommy,
man.
come into my house. That's what he tells the.
that was definitely, if I'm gonna pick a character, that was more me. I was just quiet and like out of the way. So, but I think that it does hold up. Like, obviously, it's an '80s movie, and it looks '80s. It feels '80s.
Smells 80s.
Everything about it, you know, the
Tastes 80.
the designs, the effects, it's all 80s, but it's all done in the classic 80s way
Yeah.
that works for a movie. And and the story of it is a fun story. The characters, it's kind of it's the classic group of kids that you have now that everybody loves.
Listen, hold on, real quick. And this is probably gonna make you guys mad, but we're talking about these comparison movies, right? Where they're the same. You swap out monsters for mobsters, and we got the Goonies.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But also, again, like, that works.
It
Yeah.
does work.
So, like, it's just funny to watch people just now catch on to, like, and you're about to see it with Star Wars. They're going to do Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
And I'm actually excited for that because it's Goonies in space. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing something heartfelt to where it doesn't, like, aggravate anybody.
Especially if it's in space, like
Just
Navigator.
Say anything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in space, and I'm sold.
It's like, what if Goonies had a Jedi in it? I'm in.
Yeah. Let's go.
What came first, Goonies or Monster Squad? Because I think it was
So-
Monster.
I'll look it up for you.
I think it was Monster
So,
Squad.
to kind of tag into what you were saying about, like, the obvious 80s feel, in the movie, he's watching the outdoor movie with his dad, like the drive-in
Oh,
movie
yeah.
from the roof. This is one movie. If I got to choose to watch in a drive-in, it would be this movie.
Goonies by 2 years.
a good choice.
Goonies is 85. Monster Squad is 87.
All right.
Nice.
So Goonies was it, man.
Okay.
So someone saw Goonies and said, "What if we did this
Yeah.
but
What if
monsters?"
Dracula-
and immediately
What
went
if
and started
Dracula
working on
called
it.
a little girl the B word?
And maybe
That scene is rough, man.
It is. It's the darkest scene.
yeah, Dracula.
Joe, antagonist.
Yo, yeah.
Antagonist, yeah.
He's got hard
Antagonist
antagonist
of
energy,
the
yeah.
year.
Dracula
from Monster
he
Squad.
was vicious.
Yeah, dude.
Dracula and the Wolfman, both of them.
The Wolfman was conflicted, man. He didn't want to be the Wolfman.
I know, but
he was
when
trying to
he-
warn him. He said, "Lock me up."
When he wasn't, but
That's
when
a
he
good-
was a Wolfman,
he was a good
he was
Wolfman,
scary.
though.
Yeah.
He was really scary, especially when he's like on the phone. He's like, "You gotta understand," like the
Yeah.
white stuff is
Dude,
coming
that
out.
transition.
Yeah, he busts out of the phone booth.
Yeah.
Like he was scary looking.
He's punching cops. I like how it's like you have claws, you could rip throats out. He's like,
He's talking
"Ah!"
around her. Yeah.
He said he's punching.
But, but I mean, honestly, dude, like listening to how you were talking about it, it's like, man, if I could go back and like watch one movie at a drive-in, it would be this.
Mhm.
I mean, hands down.
Monster
I think it'd
Squad.
be a good fun driving movie for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's a good.
Did not change my life.
Yeah.
Well, you watched it as a grown man. Like you're already
Yeah.
solidified in how cool you are.
Am-
I didn't know I had the option to be cool.
Listen, have you ever watched Explorers?
yeah, that's got River Phoenix.
River
in it.
Phoenix, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Ethan
You
Hawke.
I always get it mixed up with Flight of the Navigator. Is that the one where the kid like was in a coma first? That's Flight of the Navigator.
That's fine. So Explorers is River Phoenix and his little trio like build a spaceship or something and then like go. And
Okay.
there's actually it's an interesting movie, but like we're talking about like the kids doing
Yeah.
and fighting thing. Like it kind of reminds me of that movie too.
All right. Well,
Well.
let's
You were cool back in the day.
So we got to get the kids'
Thanks.
opinion on it, don't we?
Yeah.
let's see what you
The
thought
tall
about it.
being.
The
It's
Monster
1980,
Squad.
84,
Monster.
85?
87.
87.
7. Monster Squad is epic. That is the best word I can use to describe this movie. It is a cooler Avengers team up movie
Ooh.
than most of the team up style movies we've gotten in the modern day.
It's what
the shot
Endgame-
it's what Endgame wished it was. The shot of them all next to the lake with Dracula like helping Frankenstein up out of the box. Mwah! Incredible. Absolute cinema shot right. I'm not even joking. There's a aura around that shot of seeing all of those monsters together. That
Honestly-
is just strong.
Honestly, it is because if you look at them all individually, like how they're standing, like you have the Black Lagoon creature. He's like breathing really fast, you know, because he's out of water. The Wolfman like howls, and then you have like the mummy just sitting there, like.
And then Tom Cruise just laughing in the corner.
Yeah. But they're not just standing there. You're getting to see that like
Yeah, they're doing
these
their
dark
things.
forces are going to work together.
Yeah.
Just because of the Dracula guy. But it's like I don't know. It's cool, and I watched this movie probably way too much, but
I think, it is a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. It is a very good Halloween watch because it's not scary. It's spooky.
It's spooky.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
it's fun. It's
There's
really
nothing wrong
fun.
with spooky.
Yeah, not at all. There's some funny things I wanted to point out, just like little things that I noted. One main negative of the movie, really, they did the Gilman dirty. He should have been in it way more.
Yeah.
That's the only complaint I have.
Who?
Yeah. Who?
The
The-
creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Oh, a creature. Yeah.
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 He should have been in
Creature
it.
stole my Twinkie, man.
Yeah. He was in like 3 scenes altogether, and every time I was like, "Where's the creature at?"
Dude, but if they were in water, screwed, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
done.
Oh yeah.
He just kept waiting.
Yeah, he was in the lake the whole time. It's like, we're fighting on Main Street. All right, guys.
Guys,
All right, guys. And he's like,
bring him over here.
He said,
well, you just hear him like walking with his feet
the bullets
man,
don't
that
even
dude
have to be.
That dude took the sewers there. He's like,
like a Ninja Turtle.
Well, then he came out. He was like, the bullets don't even have to be silver to stop me, right?
Yeah, it was just a regular shotgun. Like everyone's like, how do we beat this thing?
Just shoot it, man.
Kill him, man. How would you kill a fish, dude?
They're
Got
probably,
it.
like filleting it later.
So I agree with you. I wanted to see more of them, but once you really break it down,
it's all made up
yeah.
for the incredible Wolfman, who is like might be my favorite Wolfman. Now.
I
He's
like
a
how
good
they beat the
Wolfman.
zombie, just unraveling.
Yeah,
Oh, the
that's
mummy?
great.
The mummy.
Well,
sorry.
it's technically a zombie. It's just
Mummy is
masked.
just reskin zombie,
That's
but cooler.
zombies,
yeah. Reskin.
Yeah.
yeah, there was. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It's so funny. The other vampires that Dracula creates, like the ladies,
ladies?
They're just
I
in the
just felt
basement?
bad for them. Like they're just bystanders that get murdered.
Dude, and how many people did Rudy kill? Like, he killed more monsters. Like, the police were worthless. And, can I just pause real quick? That one poor cop that got sucked into the portal.
He's gone
He's like in
forever.
some dark dimension with Dracula.
I mean, there's a cop that gets his head ripped off.
I want to see that movie. Like, what's on the other side of that portal, and this guy has to like just become like this Ash Williams Evil Dead character.
When the police guy's partner, like, they realize the car's gonna, he just like just ah!
Yeah, like at no point just
Get out!
He's like, no! It just blows up. Like, I like that too. That it's like, I'm Dracula. You're like, oh man, Dracula. And then he's throwing dynamite. You're like, Dracula with dynamite.
I pointed that out. It's my new favorite Dracula signature weapon.
But
Dynamite.
It's not stupid. You're just like, dang, he's got dynamite, man.
He should fight. He should
He
have
blew
a,
up their clubhouse.
there should be a duel between
How
him.
petty is that, dude? Like, I'm gonna go with this.
He's like, these stupid kids.
He blew up their clubhouse. That was great. No, there should be a duel between Dracula with dynamite and Brendan Fraser's mummy character
With dynamite?
Dynamite, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. How Brendan Fraser uses dynamite, he uses it as even a close range weapon.
Yeah.
Because he's like, we doing this? And then he just quickly like just, all right, well, I guess I won't use that. Like,
Yeah,
I think Brendan Fraser would win that fight.
because he like lit it. And he's like, "Let's go."
Yeah, yeah.
ready.
You might kill me. You all die.
He just starts
though.
yelling. Ah!
Dude, Dracula throws one stick at him. He's catching it, throwing it back, man. You ain't beating Brendan
Yeah,
Fraser.
blowing up the clubhouse was messed up.
Brendan Fraser's just a villager pocket. It's just, whoop.
And then I also love the fact that Dracula sent a letter to the boy. The main kid, remember, he sends him a letter, and he's like his name was backwards.
Yeah, it's like a
Because he's like, I need my book back or whatever. Yeah, I need that dang book. Alucard. And he like works it out. That's Dracula backwards.
Yeah, that was a smart kid, right? He was like the head of the whole.
That
gang.
scene, it was like really hard for me not to think of. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Scrubs, where he's got that idea for the play, like Dr. Acula.
Yeah.
It was so dumb, but it works in this movie. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I think that was part of why it became a cult classic and why it's fun to watch is because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it has this weird balance of silly but also serious because like
it's not because it's not stupid.
It's campy.
Yeah.
It's campy. Yeah, it is campy, but still not overboard because Dracula and Werewolf were very scary.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to one of the things that we've talked about, like superhero movies, especially. Like, it's a silly concept.
You don't have.
And so if you're gonna do it, lean into it,
yeah,
right?
you don't
Like,
have to be straight faced about it.
Yeah, and so that's why I think one of the reasons, like, I've not seen it, but spoilers are everywhere. But like, Deadpool and Wolverine, like, they lean into the Wolverine stuff. Like, he's wearing his costume. They got all the different Wolverines. Like, it's dumb. Lean into it, right? And I know they do it silly there, and they're doing it for the joke. But like the fact that the original X-Men movie like has them wearing leather instead of like costumes.
It's still dumb.
Yeah, I know you're trying to be like, oh, this is more realistic. Nobody cares if it's real. It's a guy can shoot laser beams out of his eyeballs, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing realistic about that, right?
Dude, Dracula would just throw
Dracula, you can just be like,
dynamite.
Well, so the thing about Dracula, he had really power. Like he had powers.
That's why it's awesome.
so much Riz.
Because
so much riz.
didn't he shoot something from his hand or something like that? Like.
I don't remember
Or he
that.
was like pushing people.
Are you thinking of Dynamite?
No.
He threw it and then went.
No, that's Big Trouble in Little China, bro.
No. Dracula did some stuff that was like, why didn't you just do this stuff the rest
Yeah,
of the
especially
time?
like
And
here's
I feel like it was some kind of the force power.
no.
Or something.
What about the scene where he's using the dynamite, blows the hole. He can see the gem that he needs, but he hears the knock at the door, something upstairs. Instead of just opening it and being like, "Got it done," he's like,
he goes to check.
"I'll be back." Right? Like,
I have guests.
Yeah, I mean, there's problems with the movie. Obviously, there's stuff that
No, there's no problems with me.
but they're so like
don't ruin this for me.
whatever. They don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. It's silly. It's never stupid. There's parts that are silly, but it's never.
But they
stupid.
lean into it. They're like, because from you're watching it, like all the action and stuff is happening from the perspective of the kids, and so for them, it's serious.
Yeah.
And so when it's
Like if
serious,
I ask Piper like dangerous stuff, she's gonna talk about dynamite. She's gonna talk about quicksand. She's gonna talk about because she's 9 years old.
Yeah.
Not
So-
Dracula though, huh? Dracula didn't scare her.
Well,
enough.
she hasn't seen this movie yet.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like, "Yeah, he's bad."
Daddy, don't let him cuss at me like that.
Dude, that movie's so good, man.
Craziest part of the movie, besides maybe the Dracula cussing, when they're talking or they go into the German guy's house and they leave and like, you know a lot about monsters, don't you? He's like, yes, I suppose I do. And then he's the Holocaust survivor. I was like, what the heck?
All these little kids are just like, "Man, he just knows a lot about," and then the adults are like, "Dude."
Yeah, they're like, what?
That came out of nowhere.
That was that. It was just really funny, but it was very poignant too.
Yeah.
And I know that it was like you had to see it coming a mile away, but I love when old girl tries to like read the cantation or whatever, and she's like, he's like, "Are you a virgin?" And she's like, "Yeah, well, what's his face? But that didn't count." He's like, "It didn't
What do you mean that didn't count?
That part is so funny, and it's hilarious because like she's a virgin, right? Like points to the girl, "You're all all of you little boys are virgins."
But I think it had to be a girl, right? I think
Yeah.
that was the caveat. But the little girl was there the whole time. They could have just used her.
Yeah,
You know?
but she can't read. So.
Yeah, she didn't take German
Neither
in
could
high
you.
school. Yeah.
Girl.
She said they didn't count though. That was
Oh,
funny.
man.
I liked it.
Oh yeah, for sure it was funny.
It's a great movie.
Good.
Monster
good
Squad,
movie.
go watch it.
Go
Yeah,
watch.
go watch it.
It's a
I think
fun
it's
flick.
still free. Yeah.
Is it on Freebie or Pluto?
I don't know.
Tubi
I own it, so
or
it will
something.
always be free. To
Oh yeah,
me.
it might be on Tubi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just go buy it.
it's
You
on
can,
one of those.
I'm sure you can
Go buy
find
it
for like
or
$5.
Yeah,
hit me
it's-
up. Hit me up. I'll watch it. With
It's
you.
on
It is
Beat
regularly
Boop.
on still.
Beat
yeah.
Boop. It's on Beat Boop.
You can dig through one of those Walmart bins and probably find it.
Yeah, yeah. Just get to the bottom, that like endless pit that's down there. It's in there somewhere.
Honestly,
It'll
go
be
to
down
any
there.
vintage stock. It's probably $4.
It'll be down there by
That's
on
true.
I'm
top.
saying.
Yeah.
You could probably find a 2-pack or something like that and find Monster Squad and Goonies together.
yeah.
Oh, it's a good,
Monster Squad and the Explorers.
good double
Yeah.
feature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goonies in space.
All right. Well, anything else we want to say on the Goonies?
I'm just proud of
On
us.
Monster Squad?
I'm just proud of
We
Now
us
we
did it.
finally talked about this.
that we made it through this podcast with everything going
This is
on.
the greatest
I'm
episode.
proud of us.
This is the best episode to date.
Oh,
Oh, I did not expect it to go this long.
No.
But we did it, guys. We went this long. That's it for the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're probably
done.
getting canceled.
After this, it's done. It's over.
Yeah, that's why we talked about Monster Squad, the last good movie.
It was honestly, it was all those Trump impersonations.
That's what sealed it. Well, join us on our socials: Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube. We'll soon be on TikTok.
Yeah.
The Room Upstairs.
I'm at Quick Trip sometimes. I'll talk to you.
The Room Upstairs podcast. You can find him.
Are we done?
All right, I think that's it. We'll see you guys next time when we battle out Danny Elfman versus Mark Mothersbaugh.
Oh,
and
he's doing the lips. He's doing the lips.
Oh, you could go ahead, finish this off.
Yeah, come on, send it out.
I can't do it.